What's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing tonight? There is a great show lined up. We have Will 777JP back in the house. This is going to be a recurring thing as schedules and holidays allow. Every third Wednesday of the month, Will be back in the playground. And so we have him here tonight, and oh my goodness, what a great night to have him here. There are so many cool things that have happened this week, some not so cool. Tonight, though, is a wonderful, wonderful show. Let's get all the housekeeping stuff out of the way at the very beginning. Please, for the love of goodness, if you are watching this afterwards, or if you're one of the regulars here, after this is done, leave a comment, or while you're watching this through or catching this on the flip side, go ahead and leave a comment. It really helps push the video. Appreciate that. Mean it. Love you. Or flip that, reverse it. Like Missy Elliott, love you, mean it. And so, yes, do that for me. That would be great. Also, appreciative of the subscribers that we've had as of late. We are getting closer and closer to the next milestone of 1,000 subs. I cannot believe I am even saying that. And the reason for that is because of every single person who shows up here every single week, week in and week out. Folks like Toolman, Warawana, 2Pad7, or 2Pad Stack 7, Goku 1973, Josh Ayers, Outsider Gaming Night, Nelson's Gaming Culture. Hey, there's the other half. Guys, y'all make this thing continue. And so xCloud equals Stadia now. We'll get there. We will get there. xCloud equals nothing. It's terrible. It's awful. It's a disaster, as has been pointed out. But speaking of that, though, tonight we do have some really cool topics. We have some really cool stuff going on. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, please, for the love of God, share this out. And yeah, let's get into our topics tonight, because I just want to share them briefly with you, and then we will get Will on here and have him hop on in. And so here are the topics for tonight. Like I said, there's a plethora of them. As per usual, we're probably not going to get to all of them, but we are going to try. The Game Awards 2024, all the nominees have been announced. Going to pick a few things out here, talk about it. Oh, by the way, if you thought that tonight was going to be Thrifty's neutral gaming podcast, it's not. Tonight, there are a lot of things that have happened in the past 72 hours that I just get to talk shit about, and I'm gonna. So, we are going to talk about some news, though, some other things, but I plan on talking a little bit of shit tonight. Also, Sony is in talks to buy Powerhouse behind Elden Ring. That's right, From Software. Fan-fucking-tastic. We have more acquisition talks on a year where they've already closed studios and canned some games, and, fuck it, just buy some more people to go ahead and fucking just shut them down. I don't know. I have thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts. Also, something near and dear to me, the PlayStation Portal is now able to do cloud streaming. It's in beta at 1080p, locked 60, works pretty well from what I have seen. I have not been able to try it out yet because it dropped today, and, well, now I'm talking to y'all, so I can't quite be here. Do your votes live. Ooh, I should do my votes live. PlayStation's Black Friday deals, we're going to talk about that. Stalker 2, well, it's a game. And from what I've seen, if you're playing on a PC, bless your freaking soul. Because I was just over at Jez's stream watching him play Stalker 2, and that thing looked abundantly horrific, and not because of the aesthetics, but because it was trash. He was glitching, and it was awful. Next, we're gonna talk about Flight Simulator 2. We're gonna talk about, or 2024, not 2, because that game, it failed to launch, so to speak. Well, not so to speak. Actually, it did fail to launch. So yeah. Those are part of the topics for tonight. We also have some other stuff that we will be getting into if we have time, but these are the main ones. And with all of that being said, guys, oh shoot, Josh Ayers, member for 6 months, half a year. Wow. Yeah, dude. As a matter of fact, you're like one of the first 10. So really, really appreciative, guys. Y'all can join up and do a membership on here. It's $5 a month. Helps out the channel. Speaking of that, if y'all missed it, I was able to get the PS5 Pro early, way earlier than my projected. I was going to be a birthday gift in April or May next year, so I was able to get it early, and a lot of that is because of y'all and the community and the support that y'all give the channel. So super appreciative of that. That was awesome. We will be talking a little bit tonight about the PS5 Pro. I know Will has one now. He's been playing games on it. I have one. I've been playing games on it. Just kind of our thoughts and our takeaways on the Pro. Price notwithstanding, because I don't care. But price notwithstanding, what we think about the tech in it, what we think that it does to the games, and what's just our personal experience has been. So yeah, with all of that being said, welcome to the playground. Will, how are you, man?
What's up, Thrifty? I'm good, man. What's up, Chad? How y'all doing?
I don't think they can respond back.
They can type it out with their Twitter fingers.
They can type it out. Their Twitter fingers and the keyboard are going to be Twitter painting. Nobody gets that joke. Never mind. Oh man, so what have you been playing?
Well, I played a little bit of Stalker today before the show. But besides that, I've been playing a lot of stuff, but not really playing anything at all. I kind of been chugging along Horizon Lego Adventures and also Dragon Age the Veilguard a little bit here and there. Game has started to become to feel like a chore. But the game that I have been busting hours out on is Redacted. That game is, man, it's
Really?
surprised me. It's really good. Yeah, I usually don't play that dungeon crawler type of
I'm about
deal,
to say
but
that's not your style at all. It's more my style.
yeah, yeah. But I think it has a lot to do with the IP being Callisto Protocol, and I really enjoyed that IP. So I think that because of that, it's kind of like the same thoughts that I had with man, what's the name that flopped for Sony this year?
Concord?
Uh, Concord, where I said that if the developers would have focused on maybe giving us a small single player campaign to build that story up instead of the episodes they were supposed to do, I think that would have went a long way. And I think I proved it with myself at least with the Redacted game and how now I know the whole story of the Callisto Protocol IP. So when I find things in this game, it little Easter eggs and such. It makes it that much better.
What? Sorry, I'm reading something in the chat. Hero said in a meeting, so I'm F it. I'm not. Poor Hero. I, I think your phone fights you, my brother. I think it does. So you played Callisto Protocol and you played Redacted. Is Redacted better than Callisto Protocol?
No, because Callisto Protocol is a big budget AAA, voice actors, glitz and glamour, realistic graphics. It's got the stuff that we all love about PlayStation first party games. Well, at least in my opinion, right? But yeah, this is an arcade game basically. So
Okay.
yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, for the guys who love roguelikes or dungeon crawlers, they might love this over Callisto Protocol. But yeah, no, Callisto's got that it factor to me.
Um, okay. Well, the reason I ask is because Callisto Protocol had some like bugs and stuff at launch, so like a lot of people didn't buy the game because of that, and so was just wondering if this one ran smooth, if didn't have any issues or anything
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
no, no, nothing like that. But like I say all the time, look for reasons to play a game, not reasons to not play a game, and you'll see that your palette opens up greatly. Especially because I've been seeing a lot on social media how there's so many guys out there saying there's nothing to play, nothing is good, and I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like I have a backlog that I will probably never reach, and you're saying there's nothing good out there? I mean, just Steam alone releases that last year released close to 14,000 games. Like there's something out there for you, but you just have to be a little bit open-minded.
Dude, I am buying games that I find that I've been finding, and I've been buying them to add to my backlog, knowing damn good and well I'm 90 or 87 hours into Metaphor, and I probably have another 50 left. Like, it's just, and I just keep adding games to it. It's freaking terrible.
But the reality of things are is, there is going to be a point where, and I'm at that point right now, where there's games coming out, but none of it's really interesting me. So I've been kind of digging deep, like Horizon Lego. The only reason I'm playing that really is because I love Horizon IP. But once I beat that, which I probably have another 6, 7 hours left, what new game am I looking forward to? Nothing right now. I mean, Kingdom Come is the closest one that I can think of, and that's in February. So that's going to give me an opportunity to go back into some of these games that I purchased because there was something about it that interested me, and I just haven't gotten to it because the new games have kept me busy. So, I always say with gaming, you can never have too many games. There's always going to be, and I don't know if this happens to you, Thrifty, or anybody else in the chat, where you're playing something or you hear somebody talk about something and all of a sudden you get that itch to try it out or play it and completely drop what you're currently playing right now. I know what happens with food all the time. I'm thinking about what to eat for lunch, and all of a sudden my coworkers are talking about getting burgers, and I'm like, you know what, a burger does sound good. It's kind of like that same deal. And for me, with gaming at least, so I think that having the games, it's never a bad thing as long as you can afford it, of course, and you're not like using gaming like a gambling habit, right? Where I got $5 more, let me get $5 more. Oh, I need $2 more to buy this game. Like if you're at that point, then you need to take a big break. But yeah, if you can afford it, you got a couple extra bucks laying around, you see something that catches your attention, it's affordable, 10, $15 or whatever, $20, why not?
Yeah, no, I actually fully agree with that, especially the part about if you don't have the money, don't spend the money. That's
Yeah.
stupid. The games will still be there. And if you're a Ubisoft nut or an EA nut, guess what? In a week, it'll be 50% off or
Yeah,
25.
basically. Or
They'll
be
do the
on Plus or Game Pass or whatever.
it's just gonna show up randomly somewhere. You'll be fine. You'll have somebody who buys it, the case gets destroyed by a dog, and they'll call you and say, "Hey man, do you want to buy this game from me?" And you'll be like, "Yeah, sure, give you $10." And they're like, "Fine, here." Like just just don't go into debt for gaming because these companies will just as soon find another customer than they care about your financial status.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely don't give a shit about you. I mean, some developers may, they might listen to the community. I mean, there's a couple developers. So I've been paying attention, because I buy a lot of games, and I've been paying attention more to, of course, we pay attention to the quality, make sure there's no bugs, it's not broken, stuff like that. But I've added another little like tier to games that I want to buy. And the very first big purchase that I made with that tier was Baldur's Gate, right? It's not my type of game, but at the time, what they were doing with that game and the way the gaming industry was kind of attacking them, right? Saying dumb shit like, well, what they did, we can't do. It's not that easy, and that shit talking because they made such an incredible game. I wanted to be part of that, so I've been paying attention to developers that are siding more with my views in gaming, the type of shit that I like, testosterone filled, over the shoulder type games, cool guns, cool combat. So I've been paying attention, and I've also been noticing that there's some developers out there that are very communicative with the gamers. So they're out there giving constant feedbacks. I mean, shout out to the dude from Diablo 4. That dude, he's tweeting every day. He's letting you know. updates, what's gonna happen when they release the update, at what time. Be careful because if when we release it, this might get messed up. But if it does, let us know because we got a backup plan for that. And he's just in constant communication, and that dude has impressed me tremendously. So even though I'm not like a huge Diablo guy per se, right? I do like Diablo 4. I played Diablo 2 with you, and they're decent games. They're not something I'm gonna like itch to play, but I will play them. I'm more intrigued now into what they got going on, which gives them more of an opportunity to sell me on something. Because if I didn't care, then I would never hear of whatever that DLC they're going to come out with or whatever, pack they're going to do. But because I am paying attention to what they're saying, now the chances of me seeing something I like because I do pay attention, it might increase and they might earn a sale because of it.
Yeah, it's sorry, the chat, my bad. I want to go. So
Chat, shiny, thrifty, distracted.
dude, it's still the same thrifty. Horizon, sorry, they're talking about Horizon Lego Adventure.
Yeah, they're saying Horizon's trash, or somebody said that. You
No,
know what,
Slimy
buddy?
Mucus was being Slimy Mucus.
Um,
Slimy Mucus was the one that said that. He's the one, and then Outsider Gaming Night said Slimy Mucus needs Mucinex. Hey, we got RPG88 giving a gifted membership. Appreciate you, dude. Who'd you hit with that? I can't. Kush Preet Baggery. Got it. Hey, glad you got one. If you're here listening, come on in and say hi. Twisted Sin, this is why I never go full Ubisoft. I know. We never ever do. But guys, what Will is talking about is correct. Like there's games that even I've had on just in my head. I've never kind of had him on a list like he's talking about, but it's probably a good idea to do. But like what I did with games like Fist, Metroidvania, those type of games. I haven't ever been a huge fan of them, but like Fist was $7.99, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try that. That is a I'm gonna try it game. Now, a game like Exodus, that if you've been following me on social media at all on X, I've been pushing as much as I can anytime this game releases anything new, a new snippet, a new clip, a dev interview, a Q&A, whatever. Why? Because it's an over-the-shoulder, third-person space story surrounded by aliens, time travel, and resource gathering, and going from planet to planet, shooting shit up. Like, that sounds fun. And then when you find out it's made by the people who did Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, who did Dragon Age Origins, like, it's created by all of those people. Then you find that it has Matthew McConaughey in it, who's doing the voice work for the main character. Like all of these things, that's like my wheelhouse.
it's not just Matthew McConaughey. There's a couple big name actors. I can't think of the name right now, but yeah, it's not just Matthew.
No, it's not. I think they have. You know what? We have a computer right in front of us.
Look it up.
Let's
I'm
see.
interested.
I am too. It looks really good, and the writing. I know that these writers are not gonna let me down, and it's being like published by Wizards of the Coast, and they do lore well. They used to do lore extremely well. They're still doing it pretty good with their D&D line. Their Magic the Gathering line is kind of getting bad, um, but well, that's a different.
Wasn't that the same developers that worked on Mass Effect,
The
or
no
like the
Wizards of
same
the
group of
Coast.
people?
Yes, this is the same group of people, but the publisher, being Wizards of the Coast, is not. They had nothing to do with Mass Effect.
Yeah, they're different.
Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Give me just the freaking IMDb. There we go. Tried to pop up all these freaking music videos and shit.
Hey, party, party.
Party, party. All right, so right now, wow, the only thing IMDb has is Matthew McConaughey. Interesting. Okay, well, we'll get back with you on that one.
What's the
Main,
name of the game? Exodus?
yes, yeah, and even behind the voice actors, it's another site. It has nobody listed just yet. except for Matthew McConaughey. Um, Two pad stack. Fist is not a platformer. It is a, well, I don't know. Are Metroidvanias platformers? I don't know.
I mean,
I,
I guess they can be,
I
right?
guess yeah, because you're jumping from platform to platform, but like, I mean, I guess in the truest sense, it's a platform game. I don't know. I've never dove that far into platformer. Platformers to me have always been like 3D versions of, or no, because I would call Crash Bandicoot a platformer, and the old Crash Bandicoot games were very much side scrollers. So yeah, I'd say it's a platformer. Uh, yeah, would that make Rayman a platformer?
I'm
Earthworm
pretty sure
Jim?
Rayman's a platformer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a platformer.
Hmm. Do y'all remember Earthworm Jim? That game was freaking awesome. Yeah, yes, yeah. We were talking about Exodus, correct? Because we got on like that's all in my wheelhouse. Like that is just my kind of game, and I am behind that 110%. Now go to the other side of that though. College football 25. That's not my type of game. Not anymore. Used to be, but I gave it a shot. I played the demo through EA Play because I'd signed up for that back then. And that game surprised the absolute crap out of me. It's not a game I would normally play, but it surprised the crap out of me. So, anyways, like Will said, take chances, get messy, make mistakes. Come on, Magic School Bus this bitch. Let's go.
And mind you, if you're a physical video game buyer, I mean, you can really, recover from these bad mistakes a little bit more easily than just being an all digital buyer. So if you got that disk drive, don't be afraid to use it.
Uh-huh. Which, by the way, one thing I want to point out about the PS5 Pro, and it's kind of annoying. The disk drive is louder than my previous disk drive, and that's annoying. But it's only louder when the game is copying. So you don't hear it while you're playing, you don't hear it any other time, but when you first put the disc in and it starts copying the information, that thing sounds not quite like the spaceship of the PS4 the PS4 Pro, but it gets about halfway there, which is the loudest I've ever heard a PS5. So, only gripe about the PS5 Pro is that the disk drive is noisy when copying. Outside of that, that thing is absolutely insane. And we can just kind of dive into this now before we get into the news topics. Will, have you tried? So I kind of ran the gambit of games when I first got it. The Final Fantasy VII, Hogwarts Legacy, Spider-Man 2, Horizon. Like I put these games in to see kind of if I could notice anything. Obviously, I'm playing Metaphor right now. Did you do that too?
So I did that only with the games that I stopped playing because of performance. So like Dragon's Dogma, um, well, Jedi Survivor I beat, but I also did that one. What was the other one? I've done a few. I didn't do any PlayStation first party games. Well, I did Stellar Blade, and
Okay.
that's also a big improvement. But I wanted because the thing with PlayStation, which was one of my hangups on the pricing of the Pro, or how much more it was in comparison to the OG PS5, is that PlayStation spoils us with their first party games. So the games already look very good, especially with a 30, 40, 60 options. So I didn't run the gambit with those because they already look good. I know that the differences, with the ray tracing and stuff, it's gonna look good. So that's not why I got the Pro. I really got the Pro for the games like Dragon's Dogma. Oh, Rebirth. Oh, Rebirth. Rebirth. Man, that game alone was almost worth. I remember, who was I talking to? I think it was Nelson. I was literally testing it live with Nelson after our podcast on Sunday night, and I'm literally like telling him step by step. He's like, dude, shut the fuck up. I know I got a Pro too, but I couldn't believe it. The on performance mode, how clean that thing was, and I'm actually gonna restart the game now. I'm actually motivated to play that game. But so I ran the gambit on those type of games. I ran the gambit on the Callisto Protocol. I don't have 8K, but that's impressive. Now I'm actually thinking about buying a new TV if I can afford it, because Hero ran the numbers, and I think something kind of like, not over the top, like, but passable was like 25 3Gs or something like that. And I'm like,
Oh,
ouch, ouch. But 8K. So that was impressive. So Callisto Protocol, Redacted, those games are 8K capable, 8K 60 on the PS5 Pro, which is super impressive. So yes and no.
okay, okay. Yeah, I did. So I obviously did Metaphor, and honestly, even the little funny, annoying glitch that was on there, like when they would do their little
Oh, I'm
storyboard.
sorry, Thrifty. And before I forget, PS4 games, that's another one. The thing that really made me pull the trigger on it is that thing that you click to turn it on the settings. I don't know. Do you know what that's called? The enhancement of PS4 games or whatever. Did you turn that on for yours?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I just haven't played a PS4 game yet.
So I tried. I even made a YouTube short out of it. I tried. Damn, what's the name of that game? The one where you go basically fight those big monsters. Um,
Monster
oh
Hunter?
man, no, not Monster Hunter. It's a PS4 game. Sheesh, but man, that game looked absolutely beautiful with the Pro. It looked phenomenal. I mean, I was shocked. I was really really shocked. Um, oh, this one right here, Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, okay.
It looked gorgeous. So yeah, sorry, I forgot about that as well.
No, you're good. So that's I will play a PS4 game eventually. Like I know I will because I have some in my backlog still. Unless they get remastered or remade before I get back to them. But that is one of the things that's really cool. The other thing is that even if a game doesn't have the performance patch or whatever, it just the increase in power does stuff to the game. Like the increase in power makes it to where Metaphor no longer has any issues whatsoever. And I kid you not, I maybe it's rose-colored glasses. Maybe Mark Cerny puts me inside of like a spell or something. But I kid you not, all of the colors look better. Like on almost every single game that I've put in, the colors look better. The game runs smoother. The freaking ray tracing in Spider-Man 2 is absolute insanity. Like it's ray tracing within ray tracing is what it seems like. And it is just nuts. Like, it's so much it's so different and it's so much of an upgrade that it's absolutely insane. And I have a huge problem with anybody who looks at it and goes, and there, I make this caveat because one of the guys here has some bad eyesight. Actually, two of the guys in our chat have bad eyesight, and so like I make this caveat because if you can't see it, like you're just being unwilling to see it most of the time. Like if you can't tell a difference, then you really do need to go get your eyes checked. Because if everything is blurry, you have a problem.
That is true. But I will say, I just don't think I would. Actually, another thing to add to what Thrifty's saying is on Tuesday, me and RPG were playing Dying Light 2. And chat, have you guys played Dying Light 2? If you haven't, I recommend this. It came out on PS Plus Tuesday. But it's my third time going through the game, and I have over 100 and like 30, 40 hours into that. During the Tuesday stream with RPG, it was the first time ever in Dying Light, there's this like blue light, black light kind of deal that prevents you from converting into a zombie. and you step into it at night so you don't convert. It was the first time while playing that I'm like, wow, this is like hurting my eyes, like if I'm looking at the sun kind of way. Or when you like turn the light on in a room and you're like, oh, when you've been in the dark too long, like in the middle of the night or something, where you like kind of shield your eyes a little bit so you get used to it. That's what it felt like. I'm like, RPG, what the fuck? I'm over here, like my room is light, right? It's still actually no, it's dark, but my I have my lights on, so it's not like it's a dark room and all of a sudden I walk into this light. No, it's a light room and this light comes on and I'm literally shielding my eyes like if I'm outside. That impressed the shit out of me. But I think with the Pro, for anybody who's still on the fence, and by the way, the reason I bought the Pro in specific is because I got it pre-owned. Because I still don't see the value in spending $800 on a Pro. But if you're on the fence about the Pro and all the stuff that you've seen or the stuff that you've heard hasn't convinced you, buying the Pro itself, I don't think will convince you. But if all the stuff you've been hearing sounds good and you're excited for the 120 frames, because there's more than a few games that can do 120 frames, I say go get it, right? But also remember, you got to spend the extra on the disk drive. You got to spend on the stand. If you don't give a shit about that, if for you it's plug and play, go ahead, man. You're gonna enjoy it.
So what I meant, Wara, by ray tracing within ray tracing, because yes, it is a good quote and it shows my lack of knowledge on this whole subject, but, well, not the whole subject, but on the technical specifics of the subject. But like when you're Spider-Man and you're on a building, you can see directly in to the room and you can see all the buildings behind you. In certain spots, I have found that if like you're in between like a two-lane street on there, and one building has reflective windows and so does the other, you'll actually catch reflections off of the reflections. That's what I meant. Like it's like built within the ray traced reflection is another ray traced reflection. It's just kind of bouncing itself off of each other. Super super cool and really really detailed. Like that's what I meant. I thought that was really cool. And as a matter of fact, I showed my wife and she was like, "That looks insane." It's like, "Yeah, I know. That's nuts. It is absolutely nuts." And so, anyways, I'm loving the PS5. I'm loving the Pro, I mean. Well, it is a PS5, but yes. Speaking of that, though, they made my most precious little tiny device. They made it grow a little bit bigger today. Pause. I didn't mean it that way. It just came out, and I couldn't help myself. Man overboard! What did you mean by that, Thrifty? What did you? Huh? I thought I just explained. What is thrifty smoking? That is none of your damn business. Will, all I said was I have one. At Will. Oh, hey, this is to Will. Warawana said, all I said was you would have one and you have one. Are y'all talking over here? Oh, no, he's talking about the PS5. um, man, I can't wait to see
I
the
said that I would
Pro.
have one by December, but I'm like, if this opportunity didn't arise, I will still be. Actually, I will be on my 30th anniversary, which comes tomorrow. I would have never have gotten it. And plus, I didn't get my controller. I'm kind of a little like, what the fuck? I wanted a new controller too, but whatever.
That's fine.
This will be on the topic. The sale's happening soon.
Yes, and that's actually what I'm waiting on because I went to trade in my controller and it's broken.
Question:
So
how much did you get
I got, I had the receipt somewhere. I think I got like 290, no, 280, 286, I believe.
for
I
your
went through it.
controller?
No, 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 no. I didn't trade my second controller.
Oh, okay.
No, no, no,
Because
no.
I traded in the red one. I got $28 for that because I'm a pro member, so I think I got
Uh-huh.
like an extra $3. And then for a regular white one, I got $18 or $19 because I'm a
Oof.
pro member. Otherwise, it would have been like, yeah, but that one was all jacked up and dirty. It's the one that came originally with my PS5, so it's 4 years old.
Yeah. That's
I was surprised because they offered me 12 last year at a different GameStop, so I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, so the controller seems to go in waves, and I'm not even kidding. Like there are times where I can go to my local game store and they have like 50 of them. And then there's times like right now they have 3 used PS5 Pro or PS5 controllers. 3. And because I was going to go buy one, and I was like, wait, what? Where's all y'all's stuff? And they were like, no, we can't keep them in stock anymore. Like, I don't know what they're like, we don't know what's going on. I said, oh, I do. People are buying PlayStations. That's what's going on, and they're coming in to get a new controller. But let's talk about a controller that has a screen. I love this thing. It is the PlayStation Portal. It's the Remote Player Plus. If you haven't yet, you can watch my video that I have of this. I am so absolutely excited. Um, so they gave an announcement. They talked about, let me increase this real quick. They talked about some updates that they were doing, and let's just get into it. So just over a year ago, they launched it. Uh, it was not supposed to sell. Nobody thought it would sell. I did. Uh, and it went on to be like in the top of selling accessories for months on end. Not even kidding. I'm not making that up. Reported on it repeatedly on this channel. Uh, I don't make claims very often, uh, and this one was one that I had made. That it was going to do well, and it did do well, and now they are giving us some updates. They're putting some stuff back into it. They're improving it as it keeps going. So, first one is the speaker audio output adjustment to make volume lower when audio level is set to minimum. Now, for any single person in here who uses this thing in bed with a sleeping spouse next to them, you will know that you have off and not as loud. That's it. You don't have another option between off and not that loud. It's still loud as shit. It's just not as loud. So I am actually super happy that they're doing this because I will now be able to like actually play it and listen. Also, if I get the Pulse Explorers for Christmas that I want, I'm hoping my family buys them. That's what I want. Then I won't matter anyways. I'll just put my earbuds in. But like the for current right now, this is what I want. This is great. But that's not all they did. And that's not the big thing. Here is the big thing. Let's make sure to highlight this. And that is still very, very blurry. Why? You were fine last week. Okay, so this update will also include a beta version of a new feature that many fans have been asking for, support for cloud streaming on PS Portal. When the update is live, PlayStation Plus Premium members will be able to participate in a beta for cloud streaming on PS Portal, allowing PS5 games in the PlayStation Plus game catalog to be streamed directly from our servers, even without a PS5 console. And you might be wondering, well, how's it going to perform? It is going to be streaming up to 1080p, 60 frames per second. There's going to be 120 games. I thought it was 150. Made a mistake and commented on somebody's stuff earlier. It's 120 games from the PS5 catalog, including Dave the Diver, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Monster Hunter Rise, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart will be available on the PS Portal via cloud streaming. One of the cool things that I did see, once again, while Jez was going over this today, earlier in the day, he actually like showed some of the games on the list, and one of them that caught my eye was Outriders. And the reason that caught my eye is because not only are you going to be streaming that game, but also that's a multiplayer game where you have to connect into servers. So you're kind of doing double duty there, and I wonder how that's going to work. I'm actually interested to see how that kind of plays out and how that works. I also want to know if when you're streaming the game, if you can share that stream. Like if you can
No,
share play. You can't. Okay, so they still kept it to where you can't share streaming.
no. Well, you can. No, you cannot. You cannot share streaming.
Because you can't share
What was the other
streaming on the
thing?
PS5 either. Like even
Yeah.
like yeah, that's why you can't share. You can't do screen shares of not screen shares, but you can't do lives of PS3 titles
Hmm.
because you can't stream them.
And
But
also that article, what crazy about that? They said 120 games or 125 games. There's actually 201 games.
okay, okay,
There's four games per row, and there's 51 rows.
51
So
rows. Jeez,
yeah,
that's
that
insane.
yeah.
Like, guys, this was the vision from the very beginning. Get this in the hands of the people. See what the temperature is. At $200, it couldn't have cost them that much to make this thing. This is a perfect proof of concept from start to finish. Hey, let's throw this out there. We don't want to do all the stuff to get a full native device. Don't know if our market's ready for it again. Kind of had a rough one on the last one. Let's slow play this. So what did Sony do? They slow played it. They gave us a portal. They gave us a remote play device. Awesome. The damn thing takes off like hotcakes. And after that, I start noticing like, hey, PlayStation's doing cloud better. PlayStation's doing this better. PlayStation's getting into the handheld. People are now that they have this handheld that got announced, people are wanting the Vita. People are wanting a PSP again. Okay. Well, I don't think the tech is there, but maybe by the time the PS5 Pro or the PS6 come out, the tech will be there. Well, guys, we are here. The PS5 Pro is out, and now we are getting cloud streaming. Also, this kind of does, at least especially for me, because I have been off of PlayStation Plus for a long time now. It's been a few months. Let me rephrase that. I've been off of premium for several months now. I had to get back on to PS Plus when I got my Pro, or a week before I got my Pro, because of cloud saves. I had to pay them the $9 or $10 or whatever it was for the month to get my cloud saves. And so, hey, Hero, have fun in that meeting, bro. Uh, drink one for me. But the I had to get the cloud saves, but I don't do the subservice anymore. I don't. I think it's overpriced, and I'm only one person and can only play one game at a time. So I have no need for it. But this is exciting. This is amazing. And this actually might bring me back, especially if we're going to start getting games like Ghost of Yotai. If that thing goes streaming and on like, I can choose to either stream it or not. Understand when I say that, not saying it's going to be one of the games in the catalog, but if they expand this to like, hey, if you've bought a game, you can stream the game, that would be kind of cool. There's another company that's just now started doing that with 50 games. And honestly, I'd love the idea of being able to purchase my game and then stream the game natively from my device with a cloud save. That would be freaking cool. Will, I've talked way too much. What do you think about the shit? RPG 88 with the gifted member. You hit Dark Prince 6606. I got my dude up in the tower sniping folks. Just sniping them, which is perfectly fitting for RPG 88. Those are games that he absolutely loves. Also, co-host with Will during the week on their podcast. They alternate shows. Last one was on RPGs. The one before that was on Will's. And they do that all the time. Gameplay, conversation, the whole nine. And RPG had a really good segment on like the type of games that he likes and things like that. And always like having his perspective, especially on those FPS games, because those are not my thing at all. So Will, what do you think about this, man?
Is it okay if I talk for about 4 to 5 minutes straight?
As long as it's about the portal, absolutely.
So in 2022, I believe it was, about 2, 3 years ago, I bought my son a Series S because we're single parents in this household. So he spends half the time at his mother's house and my house. And at the time, Xbox was really advertising the streaming, the cloud streaming with their stuff. So I was like, all right, that's cool. I can buy him that little claw contraption. He can hook up this Xbox controller and he can use his mom's cell phone or a tablet and he can just hook it up to the internet and play. Well, it became a burden after about a month and he was a little hurt because he couldn't use it anymore. And then obviously Xbox made their changes. And it was a little bit complicated to kind of set up. Now, fast forward to the Portal. When PlayStation announced the Portal, they made it very specific or very clear that the Portal is an in same Wi-Fi connection device, meaning you have to be within the same Wi-Fi to use or to connect to your PS5, and it's basically a big mirror kind of device. Well, I called it completely worthless
Pointless.
because
You never said worthless. You said
pointless.
pointless.
Oh, well, pointless because like Thrifty's reason was, well, my kids are the TV, so therefore that way I can game with the Portal while my kids use the TV. And in my thinking, I'm like, my son can get the hell out. It's my TV. Go figure it out like I did when I was a kid. But then I don't want to say a bigger update or a bigger impact than the beta today, but very damn close. A few months ago, PlayStation released an update where now it has stronger connection
Yep.
to public internet connection. To me, that was a game changer because even before that update, they would use the Portal outside the house, not being in the same Wi-Fi network, and it was just fine for them. For me, it wasn't working. My mom lives about 8 blocks away from my house, and I could never connect. Then this update came out. I went on a road trip 2 or 3 weeks ago, 2 hour drive, 2 hour drive back. The whole time I was passenger princess. I used my hotspot on my phone. It worked perfectly. Yes, there was a little bit of, not glitching, but the connection wasn't as strong in some areas, but that lasted for 5 seconds and I carried on. During the stay at the hotel, I used my Portal maybe a total of 4 to 6 hours at nighttime while people are doing their own thing, and it worked flawlessly. Before that, I had no such luck with the Portal. Now I'm starting to really like the Portal. But what this beta did today, it gave the Portal its own identity. Its own identity. Now it's separated at least with the PS5, but it gives you the option where you can return to the PS5 and carry on with your library like normal. But if you don't have a PlayStation 5 and you cannot afford a PlayStation 5, it is way easier to spend $200 on the Portal. Black Friday sales, which we're going to speak about, are coming up. So you can get a premium subscription for cheaper. And now you have access to over 200 games. Mind you, that Xbox currently right now on Game Pass has right around 300 games total in that subscription service. I am excited to see where PS Plus takes it with the streaming with the Portal, because right now currently on PS Plus Premium you have access to close to 1,000 games. 1,000. So I mean the difference in quantity of games is no competition. And the last thing I'll say before I pass it to Thrifty is the Portal now has its own identity, in my opinion, with this beta. But also, let's look at the competition real quick. The closest thing in price point is the Nintendo Switch Lite. But then my question to you is, how many Nintendo Switch games are you playing? Or do you want to play? That's the first question I have for you. Secondly, I want to bring up screen size. Do you want a bigger screen? Or do you want Switch Lite size screen? And then the other thing is, okay, let's jump further up. Steam Deck. I own a Steam Deck. I love the Steam Deck. It's native. I can download my games. I have access to close to 14,000 yearly games that come out. And it's not every year. Some years it's 8,000. Some other years it's 10,000. But it's a lot of games, right? But not every game is deck verified. So you have to figure out how to make it work if you really want to play that game. But now we're jumping into the $500-$600 range. So the question to you is, how many Switch games do you really want to play? And also, where else can you get a handheld device for $200 that has access to 200 games with a monthly subscription to premium?
Hmm. So I think that's the. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, that was done.
Okay. I think that is the spot in this that's kind of getting overlooked because of what's happened recently with xCloud yesterday and all of that. That's the funny part of this is that PlayStation's doing cloud better than Microsoft is doing cloud, and supposedly
Oh,
Microsoft has been doing cloud longer. But
yes. Well, that's why I brought up Xbox at the beginning on my little spiel. Is Xbox at the time, that was their big thing, right? 13 just said it. And that's why I went that route with my son. PlayStation's cloud or streaming has been strong since before PS Plus revamp. When it was called PS Now, I used to play it on my cell phone at times. And even though PlayStation never advertised it, it was a very strong option. And now look at us all these years later. PlayStation still really isn't advertising it how they should be. I think is way more capable than
well,
the
and I think that
competition.
they are going to. This is so crazy enough. PlayStation did what Xbox is trying to do, but in the right order. So, and hear me out, because the portal is going to be a handheld device that does cloud dedicated, does cloud streaming, not dedicated because it can do remote play, but it does cloud streaming via a subscription service, and it's not going to get you the same performance as a base PS5 or as a PS5 Pro, but it will give you access to those PS5 Pro or to those PS5 titles. What that does, it gives you a, say it with me, a $200 low cost point of entry into the PlayStation ecosystem. Holy crap. They took 4 years and did it properly, shelling out for their number one customers, their main console gamer. Then they gave their enthusiasts, or psychos, whichever one y'all want to call us, the PS5 Pro. Just to just to say, hey, y'all want the best, here's the absolute best that you can get on a console, point blank, period. Awesome. And now everyone's like, well, man, we can't even afford these damn consoles anymore. Everything's so freaking expensive. Everything's this. All I want to do is just play games. All right, cool. Buy a PlayStation Portal. It's $200. Sign up for PlayStation Premium. Now you have access to 200 games, PlayStation games, some of them first party IP, that you now get to play, that you now get to be engaged with and into the conversation with. It is it is an entry point that Xbox tried to do at the beginning of the generation and completely left their console gamer in the dust because of it.
And
PlayStation
some day and date games.
and day and date games. Yes, because some of those games like Dave the Diver was day and date, I
Yep.
believe.
Animal
Like
Well.
Animal Well was day and date, and these all of these things get into this get into this mode of, hey, come to us. We want to make it accessible also, but we wanted to make sure that you were going to get 1080p 60 FPS, which guess what? The Series S can't even do that on most of their games. So once again, PlayStation does it better. No questions asked. Am I excited as hell about this as a gamer? Abso-freaking-lutely. This has me so excited because I love the idea of being able to just pick it up and have it run without my PlayStation having to be on. That's amazing. If the Portal gave me an extra 5 to 8 hours a week in gaming, maybe 10 to 12 on some weeks, then this is just going to add to that number even more. Which is great because I think I put a total of 7 hours into Metaphor on Saturday alone last week. And so obviously some of that was on the portal, some of that was on the TV. But like, if I could then play that game streaming, oh my god, that would be so cool.
Well,
But
30, somebody in the chat said, well, the Steam Deck can do more. Yeah, it can do more. It's also triple the
it's
price. But
six
once
hundred
again,
dollars.
are you looking to game, or are you looking to, watch football on one corner of the screen? What was the topic, the conversation we were having around the Portal time? Are you looking to, do your taxes, watch NFL on one corner of the stream, watch a gamer on Twitch, and then get a little bit of space at the bottom of the game? Is that your intention,
So you
or
can
is your
play
intention to
Balatro.
game?
It's that
Balatro, right? Well, no, I call it solitaire. Um,
solitaire.
is that what you're trying to do, or trying to game? Because if we just look at hardware versus hardware, the
Portal's
Portal,
amazing because
not just is it amazing, but it also has, I think it's the biggest screen out of all the handhelds out there, if not in close competition. You
also
also
name
get
me
all
another. You get a haptic feedback. You get the dual sense. You
you
like
get the DualSense, yep,
it's insane. You
for
absolutely
$200.
right for the cost for $10 more than the Edge controller. You get an 8-inch screen.
Yep. And dude, that
Congratulations.
screen, I said this on my video today. That screen looks better in person than the specs laid out to be. This
Yes,
is
but it's
how.
definitely not OLED. I will
No,
say
it's not
that.
OLED.
It is
No,
not.
it's not
It
OLED.
is
The Switch, my Switch OLED definitely looks better than
it
the.
because it can't hit some of the brightness
Yeah.
that's the only thing that I have seen that the blacks aren't that black and the whites sometimes look a little washed. But you're gonna get that on any kind of like non-OLED, non-mini QLED screen. Like that's just what's gonna happen. And
But then we
so,
got to come back down to $200.
yeah, but like,
$200. Because the Switch OLED, I paid 350 for it, and it's still 350. If you're lucky on Black Friday, you'll get it for 330. So with the Switch, you're paying 330 on Black Friday. With the PlayStation Portal, 330 gets you a year subscription plus the Portal itself, and 200 games, right? That you get with the subscription that comes with cloud saves, all that. We know how Nintendo prices their video games. If they feel, aka Zelda, if they feel, hey, we're gonna sell this game for more money, then that's what they're gonna do. How often do their games go on sale at a palpable price point like you get on PlayStation and Xbox, where you can get games for 15, $20, $10? So there's a lot of things to consider when you're talking specifically gaming, not not the additional shit that you can do that's kind of not gaming related.
right, and that's the other thing. Like Slimy Mucus in the chat, he just said the Switch Lite is 150. Still, how many Switch games are you actually looking to play?
Yeah,
That like
yeah.
you stop with
Well,
this
I
nonsense.
know what
Like,
game he wants to play. He wants to play Princess Peach. Look, I get it, bro. I like Princess Peach too.
hey,
But is that the
she
game you
won't
want to
slap
play?
you for doing the wrong camera angle.
Oh, that is so badass, dude. That is
So
so
funny.
freaking cool.
I love it. I absolutely love that shit. It was so fun. So, chat, let us know. Is this something that are you a Portal fan? Is this going to push you over the edge? Do you think it's ridiculous to have to pay to stream your games? Please, I'd love to hear that fucking argument. It's ridiculous that you have to pay to stream your games. Yes, server
Look, there's a
space.
lot of fucked up shit that PlayStation has been doing recently, but paying to stream
That's not
is
it.
not
That's
even
not it.
close.
That's not the
That's
one.
not. Pick a different battle. Pick the freaking slim plates to the pro plates. Pick how you cannot redo your
Only the
PS
top
Plus
ones, though.
subscription.
Only the top ones.
Only the top one. You're right. Pick the you can't get a discount if you're a current PS Plus subscriber.
What
You
the
know,
fuck is up with that shit, dude? Like,
yeah, there's a lot of shit you can pick, bro. Like,
because
let's
I
be
was
real
gonna
here.
upgrade mine today, and I was like, wait, I don't get the discount?
No,
The
no,
fuck?
they fucked us hard, bro.
I don't. Wait, I thought it was supposed to be 25% for current active members. What
Yeah, no,
happened? We
there's no stacking. There's no none of that shit. PlayStation said, "Fuck you."
PlayStation said it's coming. Cloud streaming, bitch.
Well, that's the other thing I said about the Portal too is, on Black Friday, because I was adding up all the pricing for a friend of ours who's like, "Well, I need you to sell me on the Portal." and I tried doing that. I think I did sell them, but I said you're you know this Black Friday or the sale, which I think will be our next topic or the topic after that, is it starts the 22nd of
Hmm.
this month or run through the 2nd of December. I'm like, this is the perfect time for you. You're not going to get a deal on the portal
No,
because why would you get a deal when the thing is selling hot, like hotcakes? Even when Thrifty bought his portal, I was trying to help him. I think I sent him the link so he can buy it at the time because
he did.
you couldn't get it. You could not get it.
Between Will
And
and Wario, I was able to get me a freaking portal.
yes, and I mean it's not that tight right now. Now you can find them pretty readily available, but the point is they're still the top seller. Let's not forget. I don't know if you covered this on your channel, Thrifty, but the financials came out and PlayStation did triple in revenue
Yeah.
than they were expecting to do on hardware. They tripled up, so they're definitely making money off every single piece of hardware they're selling you.
Oh, not to
So and
mention
they're
the
gonna
PS5 Pro is outpacing the PS4
go
Pro
for.
in
Mm-hmm.
Japan and is on pace matching in America.
Yep.
That's fucking amazing. Like, so much for all the dipshits who were like, nobody wants this, nobody wants it, nobody's gonna get it, nobody likes it, nobody needs it, it's not gonna do anything. Like, come on, guys. Like, there was so much coping and capping going on. It was absolutely asinine. And now, when people talk about the Portal, they or the Pro, they can't help but just smile. Like, look at Digital Foundry. I have not seen them ball wash Sony like this ever. It's
Yeah.
insane. Every time they open their mouth about the Portal, even Alex, the guy who hates everything PlayStation, even Alex is like, I can't. I, I,
That dude is a tool.
I can't say, yes, he is. I can't say any. The others I respect. Him, eh. But like, he's not my favorite. But the
Mr.
others,
Cat Ears.
yeah, yeah. Um, but John and, well, I don't remember their names. The British
Digital
guy,
Foundry.
yeah, yeah, Digital Foundry,
Just Digital
just
Foundry.
Digital Foundry. Anyways, the Rich and John, I think, are the
Rich
two.
and yeah, I think you're
Yeah,
right. Rich and John.
it just came to me. Yeah, those two are my like favorite because one of them, the British guy, is extra. I don't want to say British. I might be wrong.
No,
But
you're right. He's
he's
British.
he is very much like you know which way he leans, but he tries really hard to shoot it down the middle. And the other guy is a console gamer through and through, and he'll tell you that. He's like, I game primarily on console. And like these dudes talk about it, and it's amazing. It's fantastic. It's the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread. Ripped box and everything. Like all of it. The one negative thing they had to say about it was the packaging was lackluster. Like if that's
I
the
said
only
that too. I
it
said
was.
that too.
The Portal had better packaging because
Oh, way better.
it at least had like the pull thing where you like could pull
Mhm.
it out and it felt really special and like it was the first time when you pull it out and anyways, pause.
So what's
Uh,
the DualSense Edge? That also had great packaging, but that's because it came with that case and everything.
yes, because they said, "Oh, premium product, let's make it look premium."
See, and that was my confusion. That you guys know I buy almost everything from PlayStation except till recently, which I stopped. I even sold shit. But the premium the premium products from PlayStation has always been tier one, man. You buy the DualSense Edge, you buy the plates, it comes in a nice box, it comes with a divider, they come individually wrapped. I mean, everything is so top tier, and the Pro is just the Pro. But to finish my thought about the Portal before Thrifty carries on is for $218 plus tax, $218 gets you 200 games plus a month of PS Plus Premium and the Portal. And if you want to go balls out and save yourself some money this upcoming this Friday, November 22nd, you can take advantage of the 20 or 30% discount they're going to do on the subscription service. Now you're only paying about $120, which, by the way, you have access to 1,000 games if you're gaming on PS5 as well, versus Xbox $20 a month, no cut in price, no matter how many months in advance you buy, unless you go third party, for 300, roughly 300 games. I mean, come on, the choice is obviously clear here.
Yeah, it's and especially the choice keeps getting clearer and clearer. And let's let's get into that real quick. Guys, we've been here for an hour and 10 minutes. If you could smash the ever-loving piss out of the like button, it would help out greatly. We have a grand total of 14 likes and 27 people. We need to even that out, so if you could, that would be great. But moving on from that, we've had disastrous launch, another rough launch on PC, and Phil Spencer doing an interview and an ad campaign. Like, I can't I can't make this shit up, guys. Like, we've PlayStation has news, Xbox has to have bad news. And it's bad news for every single person who owns an actual Xbox console. I know that y'all think those don't exist anymore, but there are still people who own an Xbox console. Not a TV, not a litter box, not a bento box. An actual Xbox console. I have it on here. This podcast, it's an Xbox. This podcast is an Xbox. Look, I have a Xbox game or advertised game right on here on the back screen. This podcast, it's an Xbox. This is an Xbox. Your laptop is an Xbox. Steam Deck is an Xbox. That's a litter box. It goes on the wall. This is an Xbox. The TV's an Xbox. The Fire Stick is an Xbox. And yes, sadly, I love that they had to put this in here as like the last thing. This is still an Xbox. Sadly, I know. It's still an Xbox. Like, guys, this is the worst fucking marketing I've ever heard. And don't worry about playing games. Don't worry about playing games on the cloud, because you can always do Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 from the cloud. It'll work just fine. It'll sit at 97 fucking percent the entire time, and nothing will happen. You will be in queue. You will have it start up and shut down, and start up and shut down, and start up and shut down. But yes, they have cloud. Good job. Yeah, you can play it through their cloud. Look, anything can be an Xbox as long as you have cloud. It's so great. Oh, hey, look, the Stalker 2 devs said, "Hey, we are so sorry. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna get it done. We are sorry." Now, I'm not gonna go too hard into the devs on this because they actually responded in a very nice way. But like, holy fuck shit, guys. Like, 2 games in a row, an advertising campaign, and Phil Spencer's 2 interviews. 2! This mother... 2! He had to respond to this bullshit, and last week, he looked like the goddamn Crypt Keeper talking to freaking Bloomberg, and had to do damage control for that shit. Like, it's like they planned this shit out. Hey guys, every 5 months, let's go ahead and release some of the worst fucking news possible for us and our gamers. Whoa, Ron M, welcome to the playground. You are your own official sleeve monkey, taking us to... Oh, guys, I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to give you an update real quick. So my goal has always been to have 25 people who have their own membership, not gifted or anything like that. And right now with Ron M, now we are at 18. That means the other 91 or 90, I think, have been gifted. That is awesome. RPG 88, sniper focused. Oh, damn, I thought you got slimy mucus. Instead, it went to straight Ched. Straight Ched. Welcome to the playground again. Compliments of RPG 88. RPG 88. This is an Xbox as well. But listen to this dumbass's response here. Listen, this is an interview with Rolling Stone, okay? Xbox Phil Spencer, CEO, discusses future Xbox brand as well as new advertising campaign that went over like a ton of bricks being thrown out of a hot air balloon. Like, it did not go over well at all. Let's read. It's literally, or it's an it's an interesting topic because we looked at the brand. No, you didn't. As we're changing the brand, yes, that makes sense. It means something different. It being the brand means something different. It was literally a box when it first launched. Okay, it was the Direct Xbox. What it's grown into now is more accessibility. Xbox isn't just one device. Xbox is your smart TV. Xbox is on your smart TV. Xbox is on your PC. Xbox is on your phone, and we're in the middle of that transition. Okay, so two things. One, kudos to Phil Spencer for actually freaking saying something that doesn't sound like an absolute load of bullcrap. Like, kudos to this guy. It's about freaking time. Also, though, to any of you Xbox console loyalist morons who are in the chat, not just the gamer who happens to game on an Xbox and that's his preferred platform. I know a few people like that. They're pretty cool fucking people. They game all the gosh dang time. I like those people. They're not morons either. I am talking about, oh man, if I had to just pick one just off the tip of my, Colt Eastwood. Just talking about those guys. Anybody who wants to sit there and say that the console is alive and well, that Xbox is amazing, that Xbox is doing all these wonderful things for console gamers. No, they're not. They just told you that we are
They're
in
not doing anything for console gamers.
Not a fucking thing.
As a matter of fact, they're hurting console gamers, and I'm going to give you a simple way, the way they're doing it. I'm going to let you, with this, what I'm about to say is going to prove to you that they do not care about console gamers. So you guys know you get points on Xbox, right? Rewards. And you get points for all sorts of things.
I saw your
for
post about this shit.
For all sorts of shit. Well, there's 3 award points that, or 2 of them that or 3 of them that I get every single, well, not every day, but when I feel like it. One is going on the Xbox app on your phone. You get 5 reward points for that, just for tapping and going in there. The second one that I get is
I
a
get
game
way
called
more
Jewel.
points for tapping and going in there, but that's just me. Continue.
The other one is playing a game called Jewel. All you gotta do is clear the first level. It takes me about 30 seconds to a minute. And then the other one is play a game on console. You get 5 points for that. But you know how many points you get for playing on Game Pass PC? 20. So on PC you get 20, on console you go 10. Who do they want to play on their shit more? The console gamer or the PC gamer?
They want, what they would tell you is that they just want the gamer.
Well, according to their app, it shows that they reward PC gamers more than console gamers for doing the same exact thing, playing a game.
Oh!
So now, if I have a PC and I have an Xbox, am I going to be incentivized to get on the Xbox or the PC?
Well, don't forget, did you already say that Game Pass was cheaper? Or, like, Game Pass is cheaper on
it's cheaper on PC as well.
It's $12 instead of $18. Like, oh, and they don't charge for online access.
Online. So guys, it's clear. Xbox does not care about the console. They do not care about it. They do not care about you. I'm sorry if I'm the first person to tell you this, or you're here for the first time. I'd hate to be the bearer of bad news, but hey, bro, keep doing you. Keep protecting them.
Keep doing you. Yeah, that's right. Like, keep listening to these people and keep doing exactly what you want to do. Totally fine. We're sorry. We're learning. We're not Xbox console anymore. That's what they're telling you. And now there's no way to wiggle out of this. There's just not. Like, hey, I still call it serendipitous that the day that Microsoft Flight Sim, the day that xCloud takes a shit because of Microsoft Flight Sim is the same day that PlayStation announces that they have. Am I an Xbox thrifty? A Twisted Sin member for 5 months? Yes, you are. Yes, you are an Xbox. That's right. Push the button and you play things. That's right. But like the day that happens is the day that PlayStation announces, "Hey guys, guess what? We have our own cloud streaming device." No, you don't. But we do. Hey, it's called the PS Portal. No, that's remote play. Nope, it's cloud. Though it probably can't do that well. 1080 at 60. Shut up. Like, that's how it felt. Now, there is something to this that I saw Wara's name in the chat, and I want to be fair, because it does absolutely suck. It absolutely sucks that people who love this Flight Sim series, it's not for me, not my game, understood. People who love it can't play or couldn't play. From what I understand, it's gotten a lot better now. But like that sucks. And because that game has been with Microsoft for so long, there are people who could give two flying fucks about Xbox or about PlayStation or about anything else, and they just want to play their flight sim. So, like, that is their Call of Duty. That is their game. And they didn't get to on launch day. There were probably people who took off work the same way some of us have taken off work to play a big game that we were looking forward to, like I did for Final Fantasy. Will, I believe you did it for Space Marines 2 and a couple others. Like, taking off and then having it to where the game doesn't work, that absolutely sucks.
Big time.
On the flip side, I am going to use this as a way to laugh my happy ass off at Microsoft and at Xbox and at the people who make every fucking excuse under the book or in the book for those two entities.
What
Not
two
be-
entities?
well, one entity. But it's all Microsoft gaming now. But make no mistake, that's on the news commentary side, on the gaming industry side, not on the gamer side. On the gamer side, it fucking sucks. But on the other side, it's pretty damn hilarious. And to see the subtle like trolling that Xbox or that PlayStation did was was quite comical. And so, yeah, that's just my thought on it. But
Can I get in on that too?
no, absolutely.
So you're absolutely right, Thrifty. But I want to add a second entity to that. And the reason I want to add a second entity is because we've been talking about Xbox, Microsoft for a very, very long time, right? They're talentless. They've never created an IP that's been successful, from the ground up, really. Every bit of success they have, they copied or they bought. They're soulless. Steve Jobs said it best, right? And we've been telling the Xbox fan for a long guys, you need to speak out on this because maybe, just maybe, if and look, we know Phil Spencer pays attention to social media. We know he knows the temperature of gaming, right? He plays games himself. He's active with the community. You guys actually have a better shot than other console makers like with PlayStation and Nintendo to actually get your grievances heard across the field. Whether Phil bullshits his way through or not, that's besides the point because he more than likely will bullshit and say something like, we hear you, we feel you, we're touching your private area, we're going to do something about it, and nothing happens, right? But at least you get those words that he at least comprehended where you guys are coming from. And if you guys would have done this shit from many, many years ago, who knows where you would have been at now, right? But the second entity, and you can even add a third entity, is PlayStation and Nintendo. We need to stop giving these companies the benefit of the doubt. We need to, if something is bothering us, we need to be vocal. The Play thing is something minor, but we should be vocal about it. The no discounts for PS Plus subscribers, it's minor. We should be vocal about stuff like that. The Pro, people told me, well, it's just that technology is expensive. Well, the numbers just came out and they tripled up on their revenue. They tripled up. So obviously they're not hurting me when they come out with this stuff. The PlayStation is going on the fourth year. This is the first year we're going to see an $80 discount on this Black Friday sale that they're doing. The first time. And I think the reason they're doing that is because the growth hasn't stalled or anything, but maybe it's not growing at the pace they wanted to quite as much. So they're going to be like, you know what? We can afford it. Let's discount it up for, a week and a half and see what the numbers do then. And they're going to do great because it's Christmas time. It's the PlayStation 5, the most wanted console in the world. But that being said, there was room to include a freaking $30 stand, but they chose not to. They said, you know what, PlayStation gamer, you're going to fucking pay for it. You're going to pay for our $2 piece of plastic at retail. You're going to pay $80 for that disc drive, even though we're giving you a price break on the Slim to the physical PS5 Slim.
I think the stand is metal, by the way.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think it's metal.
Because I was super surprised. I thought it was plastic until I pulled the damn thing out, and I was like, oh, it's metal.
That stand is fucking nice as shit.
It really
I
is
mean, it's
nice.
not $30 nice, but it's fucking nice.
I
Like
don't
I'm
know,
like, oh
man.
shit.
Honestly, to like display, but you got to think like when you go to display something that is really special or really important, like those stands do cost a shit ton of money because they are protecting it. They have to be durable. They have to be sleek. So no, is it $30? No, I paid 25 for mine, and I think 25 is about the high end of the price that somebody should
I agree.
want to pay. $20 would have been amazing, but knowing it's
Yeah.
PlayStation, 25 is fine. Because I wasn't going to get it, because you don't even need the stupid stand. It'll sit up on its own. Have you seen the fucking air vents at the top of this bastard? It does not need any help with airflow. It it has two twin turbine jets at the top of this bitch that can make it go off the charts. Like it's insane because they no longer have like the slotted rails.
Yeah.
They like break where the two fans are or where the two fan holes are, and that lets so much air go through. And it's actually a really well designed system, hands down. Like the way they designed this stupid thing with everything being so easily accessible, they made it to where you can change the damn CMOS battery. Like what does that mean for like consoles 10, 20 years from now when my kids are going, oh man, I used to play Bug Snacks on the PS5 with my dad with me, or we used to play the
Your kids weren't
Turtles
just playing
games.
that.
Yeah, they were.
I saw
like,
them.
like, what do we do? Like, let's go find one. Well, we got this one, but the battery's dead. How many PS3s are out in existence right now that if you could just get to the CMOS battery pretty easily would work just fine? Like, it helps and it sets us up for a good longevity in this system, and I love that. Like everything about the stupid thing is great.
And I also
Uh,
think that the removable disk drive is an
for
awesome
a sex.
feature. I prefer that way better than it being, because it goes into what you're saying. It adds to the longevity of it all. I just wish that they would have worked a little bit better on pricing for returning customers, but
Well,
yeah,
that's
it's an awesome feature.
yes. So I cannot explain to the audience anymore how much the Xbox has, not the Xbox, how much Xbox as a division of Microsoft have completely sold you a bill of goods for the past 4 years. Stalker 2, barely playable on a PC. If you don't believe me, go watch the stream that Jez did. It is awful. Also, one of the worst freaking mechanics I've ever seen in a game is that, and there's a couple games that have done it, and Metro almost had this problem. The repeating like high pitched noise of like a beep or like a Geiger counter even, um, those type of sounds just repeatedly without being able to shut them off will make me turn your game off in a heartbeat. I can't do that. It drives me insane. I'm also the dipshit who will, while I'm driving, if something is rattling in the vehicle, I can't handle that either. Repetitive sounds bother the crap out of me. And if they're like just the same pitch all the time, makes me go nuts. But yeah, he's mad. Why are we mad? What's up, Michael? How are you? Oh yes. Oh Jez. Yeah, he's probably mad. Yeah, the game's shit. You can't play it on a PC. Now, Will said he'd played it for about an hour on the Xbox and it was fine. It was
Yeah,
okay.
I was fine. I mean, you can tell that there's the biggest complaint that I have is that the darks are a little too dark. I don't know if that's a artistic decision because you are playing in a very hostile environment and it's supposed to feel like every step should be very calculated. But that was basically my only complaint. Oh, and I also found out because of this game that my elite controller that I've maybe used a total of like 60, 70 hours has stick drift. So thank you, Stalker 2,
Oh.
for helping me realize that. Now I don't know if I can fix
Oh.
it on this kind of controller or what. I know with the DualSense Edge I can, but I don't know with this one if I can or not.
Yeesh.
But yeah, I realized that with Stalker. But yeah, I mean I've only got an hour. Also the console. version of the game reflects on Metacritic. I think it's at 80 for console, and on PC, I believe it's 72, maybe. Also, every review today, I've been watching reviews on YouTube, including Shill Up, as he calls himself at times. Also, really said that this game it has the potential to be something very unique and very special, but it's just a broken mess. And then somebody said, well, Will, you have to understand that this is not including the day one patch. I'm like, that doesn't matter. They gave the game out to these reviewers to review. What do you think is going to happen? They're going to review it. If they didn't have the game ready for the reviewers, then they sure as hell ain't going to have the game ready for the gamers.
And so, not that I'm trying to parrot what was said on the Grindhouse, but let me parrot something that was said on the Grindhouse. When Jez Bootleg went out and did his little dog and pony with Stalker 2, said that he played about 3 hours of it, played the final build of the game, and that it was an amazing experience, that it was all this other stuff, that it was great, that it was wonderful.
Cyberpunk. Sorry, I had something in my throat.
And so, let's see. Okay, so yes, it's amazing. It's wonderful. It doesn't freaking run on a PC. What do you like? What the freak are we talking about here? Why? What this is stuff that hopefully, and I know with all the shit going on in the world right now, I know that the last thing that I should be wanting Congress to focus on is game journalists saying shit that they shouldn't say or getting paid to say shit. I know that's small, but it makes me feel like my elected officials are actually doing something for me to help me instead of constantly just ramming it up my rear end with no lube. Like if that goes through and they keep on this course, it's going to make me so happy to know that at least if you got to do something dirty or deceitful, you at least got to work a little harder at it now than what y'all have been doing. Because there's no way in hell that somebody can play some of these damn games and come back and go, oh man, they were fucking amazing, Jedi Survivor. Oh dude, it was awesome. It's one of the best games ever, Redfall. Oh guys, this thing, it's going to change everything. It is basically Fallout in space, and it's going to be wonderful and awesome, Starfield. Like, oh, great story, great mechanics, great gameplay, great all this other stuff. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. It's the next freaking hero shooter on the market. Look out, guys, here at Concord. Like, these companies have to be paying somebody. That's all I'm saying.
There's so many examples, Thrifty. I mean, from Cyberpunk to all the games you just mentioned. But, the crazy thing is, and then we see the opposite as well, too. Right? Wukong. Oh, this game doesn't have enough diversity. Well, after chapter 2, that's where all the women are at. Why? Because that's the important parts of the game, so they gave the women an important position in the damn game. It's like these quote unquote, I hate calling them journalists because they're absolutely everything but they I used the Cuphead tutorial guy. Like, the dude couldn't even just double jump. Like, double jump, a staple that's been in video games since I could even talk as a little toddler. And you can't even do that, and then you talk shit about the game like it's the worst game in the world because you get good, right? And then you see on the flip side where journalists also, something is so overwhelmingly popular, like, for example, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a banger of a game, right? I don't like Souls games. I don't like Elden Ring, but I can definitely tell that it's a quality game and that it's a
banger of a
game.
DLC too. That's apparently a game. Go ahead.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm sorry, Lord, for using in vain. But yes, but then the journalists at that point have no choice but to, talk about how good it is, and it deserves it. But then it's got to the point now where now they're recommending the damn DLC to be Game of the Year. So it's just a lot of clusterfuck, and it's very hard to take into account what these YouTubers and journalists all say about games, because it's just, that's why channels like Thrifties are so important. Jess, my channel, Nelson, RPG, Henry, because we're gamers. We are gamers, and we all not only play different games, but we play it differently. Thrifty has been playing the shit out of games on the Portal. I've been playing games on the Pro on the portal. I've been playing Xbox games. I play games on the Steam Deck. Jess is similar as well. Me and Jess do a lot of PSVR gaming. So try to get your information from people that not only game but also show you gaming as well, and you can see how they play their games and what games they play and take their word because these guys, man, they will walk you into lava and then get mad at you because you got burnt.
So let's. The other thing that was crazy about what happened with, and Wara, I'll get to the other thing you sent me, but one of the things I thought was really crazy about the way that Stalker 2 and Flight Sim, the way their release was that Phil said he could not. Phil couldn't delay Flight Sim and Stalker 2 because he had already delayed Avowed because they already had so much going on that it wouldn't be good to delay them because the others were already getting delayed. Remember that? Like, we have to move it out of the way. We have to
Yeah.
give it time because the backlogs need to breathe. We have to be able to do this. So it's not because it needs more time. It's not because it needs more polish. No, no, no. Stalker 2 is ready to go. Flight Sim's ready to go. We got Call of Duty. You got the DLC for you got the expansion for
Starfield.
Diablo. You got Starfield, Shattered Space. Like, you have all of this, so we just needed to give it time to breathe. Dear God, Phil Spencer, are you playing these games before you talk shit about them or like give him your endorsement? Because you really gotta stop. It's getting to the point where if he says the game is gonna be great, don't touch that shit for 6 months.
Well, he did that with not Starfield, the other one, the vampire
Redfall.
with Redfall. He said, "Oh, internally it tested very well." Well, it's Shillup says, Skillup, who the hell are these testers of yours?
Who tested this
Literally,
shit?
and that's a trippy part, right? Because you have so many, and my theory on the Digital Foundry guys, the British dude, my theory of why he leans towards Xbox, even though he tries to be partial, and he does a pretty good job, right? My theory is that Xbox, and I saw it in the interview with John and the Friends Per Second podcast, Xbox tends to give them previews of the whatever they're coming out with, and way more advanced than maybe Nintendo or PlayStation does. So as a content creator trying to push content out there, I think that it's beneficial to them a little bit. So maybe that's why it's just a theory. But man, they this internal shit that they're doing, it's just not working. At what point are you as a gamer gonna say, I'm fed up with this, I am tired of it,
Hmm.
shit needs to change?
Yeah.
That's a question for you.
And so, speaking of stuff needing to change, because I am, if it wasn't for this channel, I don't think I'd be watching the Game Awards this year. Uh, One, because I didn't really like it last year, and I didn't really like it the year before when, I think it was the year before when It Takes Two won Game of the Year. That was 21, wasn't it? So 3 years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
21.
Like, I didn't like that either, and it got to the point where I want to watch an award show for the awards, not for the commercials and the ceremonies, or and like the musical performances. And like last year, one of the things that I really hated about it was that like any award almost that wasn't a select couple got like shoved off into like
Yes.
like freaking like almost like a freaking PowerPoint slide,
Like
right? Like,
hurry up, hurry up.
yeah, it was just like a PowerPoint. It was like, oh, this one best art direction, this one whatever they were. Best art direction might have been one that was given on stage, but like that bothered me because like that we're there to celebrate these people, to see them on stage accepting their awards and doing all of that. Like, let's see these people. Now, you don't have to do like content creator of the year. Fuck you, you get a slideshow, no problem, whatever. But like the guys who put their blood, sweat, and tears into these games that are winning, like let them have their moment. Anyways, that's a little bit of a thing. Now, the other thing, and this is what bothered me a little bit. Now, Warawana just sent me a photo, and if I can figure out how to get it brought over, I will. But it's basically a photo of Shadow of the Erdtree versus Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, okay? In what they offer and what they do. Because where I'm going with this is the DLC for Elden Ring is getting nominated as Game of the Year. Now, this is the first time that a DLC has been nominated for Game of the Year. There have been two other instances where a DLC has won, but it was one of the subcategories. It was not Game of the Year. And King Thrash made a really good point that there's a level of prestige that goes with the Game of the Year that is different than the other categories. That's why it is Game of the Year. It's the best of the best, no questions asked. This is the Game of the Year. It is a full release. Now, we have seen DLC become a full release game, right? We saw it with God of War Ragnarok. It was supposed to be DLC, turned into a big ass, massive ass 80-hour experience, 50 hours for some. You saw that with oh shoot, why is it leaving me now? Damn it, DLC turned into a game. Anyways, there was another one, high profile, can't think of it right now. But we've seen it happen where DLC has turned into a game. I have never not once considered DLC a game. Ever. And why not? Because I have to purchase the game in order to have the DLC. And Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree goes even further. You have to beat the game. If I'm correct in this, you have to beat the game in order to access the DLC.
No, I don't think you have to beat the game. I think you have to reach a certain
Point
area
in
of the game, which is like tens of hours.
Okay. Lost Legacy. Yeah, there was that. DLC the game. Yes, exactly. DLC the game. That's right. But let me pull this over real quick because I have it saved now, and I'll be able to get this over here. Let me do this because it
While
is.
you look for.
Go ahead. Yeah. While I do this, you give
While
your
you look
thoughts
for
on
that,
this.
because I've seen a couple different arguments, and first thing I want to say is I love the video game award show. Starting this year, it's another situation where I'm like, I'm fed up of this shit. So I'm gonna start doing some research on the other award shows because there are numerous out there, and I've heard that some of them are way more serious and the votes actually matter and all that. But I love everything about the award show. I love commercials. I love, everything about it. Some people only watch it for the announcements, right? To me, yes, they're nice, but I don't really care too much about that. I actually want to see the developers and publishers and studios go up there, accept their award, and just like you watch the Billboard Music Awards, like that's why I watch it. And if there can be a performance that ties into a video game, even better. But this DLC announcement for Video Game of the Year award got me to that point where I'm like, you know what, fuck this shit. I'm gonna look for an alternate, way of watching award shows because it just rubs me the wrong way, man. Literally, Balletro deserves to be there. We can argue all day that it's a card game, that it's, there's other games that are better. That's very true. But it's still a full independent game of its own. And it's not like this year was slim pickings. We had Silent Hill. We had Space Marine. We had, Helldivers 2, Stellar Blade. We had an abundance of games we could have picked. And you're going to give it to a DLC that already won Game of the Year 2 years ago?
So that's my thought on it as well. Like, listen, I'm not going to take anything away from Shadow of the Erdtree. As you can see by the graphic on the screen, same base. These are all the differences between Tears of the Kingdom and Shadow of the Erdtree. They both have the same base map. They both use, well, I'm sorry, Tears of the Kingdom uses the map from the first game. Erdtree has a completely new map, 11 new bosses in the Erdtree, 12 new mini bosses, 11 main, 4 mini in Zelda, 7 new enemy types in Zelda, 20 enemy types. So basically what War is saying here is that they put a lot into the Shadow of the Erdtree. They basically built a whole new game.
And come out with a new game.
Right.
And look, a lot of people put a lot into their games. You can say everybody puts a lot into the new game. Now, do we feel that way about it when we play them? No, but that's subjective. But we can't say that because it feels like it or because it has all this, it's still not a new
Sure.
game.
And
It's
Wara just said, real quick, to clarify, because I don't want to paint him in the wrong light here. To clarify, he
no
sent
wars
this to
against it.
me, but yes, he doesn't like this either, and he wants remasters and DLC to have their own category, which is
There are,
exactly what
yeah.
I want. That's, yes.
And they should. Do you know how many DLCs come out like Phantom Liberty from Cyberpunk?
But
Dude,
even,
they had Idris Alba. That was phenomenal, but it does
and
not
you didn't
deserve.
have to play. That has a better, honestly, the way they did that DLC has a way better chance in my mind of being nominated for Game of the Year because you didn't need to play the base game in order for it to matter.
True.
Like, you could just start with Phantom Liberty.
Yep.
And so you don't need, like, I'm actually, once I found out that you could just start with Phantom Liberty, I was like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and buy that. I'm going to wait for a deep sale on it, and I'm going to go ahead and buy that then.
Not even that threaty, but they catch you up. Like how if you're playing, the sequel to the game, they do something similar.
Yeah. It really, like, I, I like the previously on type stuff. I absolutely love. It was the first thing I watched when I loaded into uh, Rebirth. I believe is the one it was. No. It was a Spider-Man 2, and I watched the previously on the PS5 Pro, and it was freaking awesome. Like that was the first thing I did when I got into the game was like, ooh, I want to see the recap because I love the recaps and I love the way that they've been doing the recaps. But outside of the bullshit that Shadow of the Erdtree is a DLC that got nominated for a game because it had the same amount of content as a game, but is still a DLC that you still have to purchase and beat certain portions of the main game to play, there are still some other things that happened and things that I want to cover. And so let's get this graphic off the screen. Let's just do it right there. And get rid of it. Go bye-bye. Sorry for the beeping in the ear. That was me. And let's talk about these now. So I don't know if y'all can see that. I can barely see that. Is that coming through Tatal? Here we go. Let's see. Let me get caught up here. Let me make sure it's working because reasons. Okay, yeah, you can see it. Okay, cool. So, Game of the Year nominations. We are looking at Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantazio. That's awesome. That's amazing. I have played one, two, three of those games. Four of the, or sorry, one, two, three of those games were console exclusive to the PlayStation, and one of those games was accidentally exclusive to the PlayStation, which is fucking amazing. One of them you'd have no idea by projected sales splits that it was even on the Xbox, and the other one is a PC title. And I'm not including Elden Ring in my assessment here because it doesn't exist to me because it's not going to win. They put it here so they didn't have to put Stellar Blade here, and you can't change my mind.
Just as
Uh,
like last year with Hogwarts.
it's
No
just like
reason that
last
game
year with
shouldn't have been
Hogwarts.
there.
It's just like last year with Hogwarts. God dang. Pisses me off so bad. Fucking Stellar Blade should have been right there in the mix with all of those other titles. Or I would have even been okay with a Space Marine 2, even though I hadn't played it. The buzz that that game got and the good press and the goodwill that it built up for the rest of the games in that franchise, and I'm talking about like Warhammer 40K as a whole, like so good. So good. Because now maybe the next Warhammer 40K game that comes out isn't going to be met with, guys, you got to be careful. These Warhammer games, they seem like they're okay, but there's always a fucking problem with them. Like, you got to be careful. You got to temper. No, the next one, you can actually be excited the whole time because you've seen it work. Like, oh my. Anyways, fuck, that pisses me off. Um, so, pause. Or Sunday, I think, I was going to do a video. I had all of the trailers for all of these games downloaded. I was ready to go. They were all spaced out. And then I was like, you know what? Life got busy, and we had a sick kid. We had wife that had a headache. I wasn't feeling too well. and it just didn't freaking happen. And then on Monday, we've started this thing where we watch Christmas movies now at night with our boys. And so on Monday we watched Jingle All the Way. I think that was Monday. And so we we did that instead of me doing my video. But it was basically going to be covering all of these things, and Elden Ring wasn't getting shown in that video either. At Will, remember when Thrifty tried to defend Hogwarts not being at TGA?
Yep,
Whoa!
I do
Whoa!
remember that. And you guys called me crazy. There was a few in the chat too. And I'm
Excuse me?
like, that game sold 20 million. How not deserving of Video Game of the Year award, especially and Harry Potter fans were. I mean, dude, that game sold PlayStation 5s
Wait,
like
wait.
hotcakes.
Hang
People
on.
thought it was an
Hang
exclusive.
on. When in the actual hell did I say that it shouldn't be there? That's
I
what
don't
I want
remember
to
the
know.
exact verbiage, but it was more the
No,
sentiment
no, no.
that
Your
it did. I don't
goodwill.
think it
I'm
didn't
asking Wara.
deserve.
Wara was the one that made the claim, not you.
I
Like,
think it was more like you said they didn't deserve to be on there. Not that it, or maybe it was. I don't know. We got to replay that from
shit.
that show.
I, mm, I, mhm. Not yet. Not yet. Nope. We have the rest of the show to do. We're gonna do that. I'll find that shit. Wara, you better send that shit to me.
Well,
Uh,
send a clip,
you
please.
you need to send that clip to me because I need to know the context and what we were talking. It was during a podcast and in Discord. Well, that means you should be able to find it. It give you time.
It
That's
wasn't a
right.
podcast. I was there talking about it. I remember the specifics.
The
I
only
already
thing I
got
could have
shitty memory.
think that I would have said was I understand why they did it because of the shitstorm that it would have caused putting it there. But I
I
don't think I
remember
ever
you saying
said that it
that.
shouldn't be there. I
Yeah, I remember
actually
you
made the
saying that.
case that it should have been there, and the fact that it wasn't was something that I pointed out the following year because of DEI and all that other bullshit. Like, I remember that, but I've never once said that it shouldn't. Hell, it was one of my games of the year when it came out. I loved that game. Anyways, okay. So, back to this, and yes, Wara, we can just go ahead and say Game Awards don't matter, but it's fun conversation. So, you have Indie Game of the Year. There are Will, okay, let me ask you, Will, from this list right here, what's your Game of the Year on that list?
Can you read them off to me? I can't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I can't.
Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor.
Wait, that's indie game of the year?
No, no, no. Game of the Year.
Oh, game of the year. I ended up picking um I did a video on my vote. Well, guys, go check that out. And I gave explanations. I give Astro about the game of the year. The reason I did is because it's the only game of that list that I actually played and beat and got the platinum for, and that it's kind of my style. I didn't pick Fantasio because I played the demo and it's a JRPG, not my swag. Wukong, um, it's but I almost consider buying it, and I still may buy it if I can find out a sale. Wukong I didn't pick because it's just too difficult and whatever. Um, and what was the other one? Fantasio. Oh, Rebirth. Rebirth
Yes.
because it's another one that I didn't finish playing because of the technical. It's not technical issues, but just a downgrade in the performance mode. It was very washed out, and I felt that it had some issues. Where Astrobot, there was no issues. The game worked perfectly. It was innovative in ways. It was a combination of different categories: platformers, action, adventure, um, and it was a fun game. Very fun game.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
and it was something that the whole family can play, which is part of the reason why I chose it as well for the family game of the year, I think it was. Is because it's the only game in that list that my son, which is my family, played as well.
Okay. Okay. So mine. Let's go ahead and just do this. Let's
Is it
do.
Rebirth?
Wait. Hang on. Oh, you can't vote just yet. Dadgummit.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I did a video on it, bro. I did all my.
It's not letting me. It says round one opens December 2nd.
Oh, I
Round.
think that's for the They're doing something different this year too, where they're gonna pick X amount of games that you can vote
Oh, never mind. I
for.
found it. Okay. All right, so let's do this live. All right, here we go. Somebody asked in the chat earlier for me to do it live. Let's do it live. Wait, why am I seeing peaches in the chat? Oh, Stellar Blade. I look over and just see a little peach hanging over there in the chat. I'm like, oh, wait a second. Oh, that's funny. Give it time. Yeah, Thrifty Gamer Reviews is pushing me to play Hogwarts. Hey, you started it, and I am so freaking happy. Please get all of the Dark Arts. Oh my God, replay that story over again. Oh, make great choices, do all the things, and for the love of God, if you can get past and complete all 97 million of the Merlin trials, you are a better person than I am. Okay, so I am. Yeah, there's really fuck. Okay, guys, so here's my problem. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Metaphor ReFantazio and Astrobot are all freaking amazing in their own right. And that's the problem here. Like, I cannot stress to you enough how hard this is for me because I will have over 50 hours in each game by the time this is all said and done. Uh, oh man. Okay. I think it's going to be down between Rebirth and Free Fantasio. It's the I can't make that joke. Oh shit. Okay, so here's the problem. One has better writing. Hands down, fucking better writing is in Metaphor. Hands down. No contest. The writing in 7 Rebirth is epic, so that should tell you. But yes, okay. Um, God, it's it's Final Fantasy. Oh, it has to be. It has to be. Okay. God. Yeah, let's go ahead and share that out. Oh man. Okay, yeah. So it's Final Fantasy. Whew.
I couldn't
Shit.
believe that was the first one they vote because I was like, oh shit. Because even though I didn't beat Final Fantasy, I mean, it's such an improvement from remake that it's like you stuck. I'm like, damn, I wish they had Stellar Blade on there, man, or even Silent Hill. Silent Hill, man, that game was amazing. FYI, I streamed that whole game, guys. But man, there was just a lot of good games. That fucking DLC gets in the way.
Facts. Like, so the fucking DLC does get in the way. But like, so for the next one, best game direction, it's the same as the last 5. What you got?
Hmm. For same game direction, I think I ended up picking maybe Robot again. I mean not Robot, Astrobot. I think I picked that as well.
Okay, mine for best game direction. Honestly, I'm gonna go with ReFantazio because I feel like they had to create something from nothing. And in 7 Rebirth, even though it is a different story, they didn't create something from nothing. And so I'm going to go best game direction to Metaphor. Okay, we're going to do just a couple more of these, and then I can finish this at a later date. Uh, Best narrative. So, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Sinuous Saga Hellblade 2, Silent Hill 2, Metaphor ReFantazio, and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Now, this is for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. So it's not just who has the better writing, it's the whole package. How was the writing told? Did it have voice work? How did that come across? What happened during the game and during its storytelling? And so let's see. Will, I think I know which one you're going to go with on this one because I watched you play most of it, but which one you got?
I picked Silent Hill on this one, and
Yep.
people gave me shit because I should have picked Hellblade.
Fuck
Believe it or
that.
not, that's what I said. I'm like, dude, it's the whole package, not fucking. But whatever. Yeah, Silent Hill 2 was my pick on this one.
Josh said, "Why the fuck is Sinua there?" Who knows?
Exactly. That's a demo, bro.
That's
That should have been a demo of the year. Maybe. No, not even.
No, don't do that because we've had some hella good demos this year.
Yeah, that's what I took it back. I'm like, never mind.
Like Metaphor's demo made me buy the damn game. Like
Yeah,
that's all
true.
I'm
Stellar
saying.
Blade demo,
Oh
Final
yeah.
Fantasy 16. Oh, that was last year, but the Final Fantasy 16 demo sold me on the game. Yeah, that's a lot of good demos.
Okay, so I knew you were gonna go there, and I'm gonna go with Rebirth on that one. I feel like Rebirth had the total package, the voice work, everything was amazing. They nailed the characters, the delivery of lines, all of it. And I honestly flip a damn coin between Refantasio and Rebirth. Okay, best art direction. I am actually going to go first on this one, and I'm giving that to Astrobot. There's hands down, that's who it is. Will, what you got?
For best art direction, I'm trying to see what the screen here shows.
So best
I
art
gave it
direction.
to
Okay, you got it.
Astrobot as well.
Astrobot as well. Okay. All right, just let's do score and music, and then we'll do one more and move on to the next topic. This has been fun, though. Let's see. Senua's direction just has the voices yell at you over everything. That's right. Uh,
Not only that, but I felt like she was too whiny in some instances. Like she overacted some of the parts, which became annoying.
oh man, Stellar Blade would have
And
been
she's a
my.
great actress.
Yeah, that's the problem. A lot of times, one of the things I've noticed in voice work in video games, it's it's not so much is your actor or actress good or bad. Like, it really sometimes has to do with just the damn pacing. Like, are you doing it to where it sounds like there's a too long of a gap in between people talking or somebody saying the next sentence in their thought without any kind of filler, without any, like, you know what I mean? Like when they're just talking and it's like, "Hey Will, would you like to go over here to the edge of the river?" "Why, yes, Thrifty, I would like to go over to the edge of the river." "Okay, let's start." Like that, like the cadence, how it's delivered, how it's done up, all of that matters when presenting a story. So if you have great voice actors but terrible directors, that's going to make a difference.
And we
But
see that in video games a whole lot more than we see that in movies.
oh, it's so bad in video games sometimes. It's like it's fucking terrible. And so that's actually one of the things I liked about, or that I really like about Metaphor, is the cadence of speech. You literally feel like you're just listening to a conversation. And I felt that also with Rebirth. Like you just feel like you're watching these two characters interact. And I loved that. Okay, so best score and music. This one has Stellar Blade, Silent Hill, Metaphor, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Astrobot. Can it has? I'm going to fucking repeat that. Astrobot, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor, Silent Hill 2, and Stellar Blade. 4 out of 5 are PS5 console exclusives. Jesus, Jesus. Okay. So, Will, which one you got? Because I have four. So, which one do you
For
have?
this one, I'm like 90% sure I picked Stellar Blade. I just remember hearing that music during the demo while fighting, and I'm like, this is it. This right here is it. I remember that because of the music and specifically in combination with the combat.
Oh man, slimy mucus. I don't have the energy to address that comment. Um, I just don't. Love you being here, really do. I'm not addressing that.
Are we
Um,
grading acting in video games? Oh my goodness, he's here a lot.
dude, he's like, yes,
Thank you.
yeah,
That adds spice to life.
yeah. That's why I said thanks for being here because he's also not an asshole about it. He's
Oh,
just
that's cool.
delusional sometimes. So
I guess we're all
vote
a little delusional.
a little bit, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to say, surprisingly, it's between Metaphor and Stellar Blade. Because Metaphor has some of the best fucking combat music I've ever seen. It's so. They actually kind of both do the same thing. They combine two genres of music. One has this like techno, like Japanese feel, which is Stellar Blade, like very techno-y, but very like calm and like spa treatment almost. But also when you get into the boss battles, it's like this hard rock heavy metal go go go. But Metaphor, it does this shit where it like puts a rock ballad and then puts opera over it. And it's so fucking it like ear screws you and it's so good. Um you know what? I'm going to go ahead and go with I gotta give Stellar Blade some love here because it hadn't gotten anything. Okay, last one. Last one. Best audio design. Nope, we're not doing that one. We're gonna do a different one. Skip to the next one, Will. I'm gonna say best audio. Wait, how do you get best music and not best audio? Jeez. Okay, actually, I'm gonna go with Astrobot because best audio design. I love that everything bobbles, zips, and twips and does all of that. So cool. Okay, best performance. Okay. Yeah, it's Brianna White for me. Who'd you get for best performance?
For best performance, I gave it to the guy for Silent Hill 2.
Luke Roberts. Okay,
Luke
okay.
Roberts, yeah.
I gave it to I believe Aerith from Final Fantasy VII
Dude,
Rebirth.
she was my second runner up, but honestly, the reason I didn't pick her, and she is phenomenal even from back in remake. She was one of the highlights for me for voice actors. But the only reason I went, well, two reasons. One is for Luke Roberts is that I felt like him in the game, like completely lost, like he played a big role in the storytelling of the game and more than just what he said, but also the way he said things and the vibe and the confusion at times. And also, and sometimes in video games, like Final Fantasy is a great example where she's playing a very animated kind of character, like kind of happy, positive, where Luke he talked to you normally, like, don't do it, bro. Like very simplistic, as sometimes those little simple things engage you even more in the story. And I also got shit on that one because I didn't pick Hellblade.
What? Who is watching your stuff? That's
Oh,
like who
the
who
same dudes that think that the RDNA 2 is end all be all for Xbox. Those dudes.
Jeez, like God bless guys. Come on. Give the guy a break. He's only okay. So we've had our fun tonight. We've talked about Xbox. We've drilled them down. We've said all the great things that Sony is doing right now and all the ways they're marketing stuff. Okay, now we're going to get into the part of the news that is, hey, Sony's being stupid. Not because it's a bad financial decision, it probably is. Not because they don't have the money. We saw their financials. We know they do. But because, dear God, guys, read the fucking room. Like, Xbox has canned so many studios. PlayStation has canned so many studios. And now y'all want to buy more. Like, just, you can't, you're not doing good with the crap you have. You'd be sunk if it wasn't for 4 or 5 really good studios and a player base that has made you literally the only place to play on console. Like, if you did not have those two things going, you would be in a shit awful position. And so I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke at people's ass and be like, oh, I wasn't kind of excited when I heard Sony might be buying From Software. That's kind of freaking cool. But then I started thinking about it and like, wait, the the last couple they purchased, they shut down. Like that's not good. That's not good. And I'm sorry, I'm considering Fire Sprite already shut down, even though they're not yet. But I'm gonna say that that's gonna get shut down. But like Concord's devs, Firewalk, they're gone. They're done. They're dead. They're over. They're away. They were purchased. Bungie got purchased. And they keep having layoffs and keep doing this. Now, we can argue all day long that's Bungie's fault, that's Sony's fault, that's PlayStation's fault, that's whoever's fucking fault. I am going off of Sony purchased them and then fired them. Xbox has been doing it all year, last year. This is not the time to continually purchase more and more. I understand. I do. We want to champion this as gamers. We want to be able to go and puff out our chest on that proverbial playground that is our friend groups and look at them and go, "Hey, look at what we did. We have From Software titles now, bitch." Like, but what does that mean? What it means consolidation. It means probably loss of jobs because of quote unquote redundancies. Like it's not enough to look at it and go, "Oh, they're buying it." And yes, I understand that the From Software side of it is like a footnote into everything else that Katakawa has, but like it's it's the thing that matters most to me are the games. Like Elden Ring was the first Souls game that I had been able to get any kind of traction on.
Me too.
It's the only one that I've been able to get traction on, unless we count. No, we don't count that. I was gonna say unless we count Stellar Blade, but no, we don't, because that was more God
No.
of War.
Yeah.
And so like it was the first one. And granted, did I play the whole thing? No, but I played about 20 hours, which is
Damn, you played that much?
I believe so. I think it was
Oh
18 or
wow.
20 hours. Yeah.
Damn, you
Um,
play way more than I do.
well, because I found a glitch that allowed me, not a glitch, I found a way to cheat the system to get 100,000 gold at the beginning and turn my character into like a level 17, like starting out, so everything was on easy mode. And so I played until that wore out. that's, that's what I did. Um, I had a video for the longest time of me beating Margit the Feld uh, in like under 2 minutes. It was great. I cheesed the shit out of that whole fight. I sat back with my little glint wand and just started casting shit, and I did my two little summons, and they started fighting it, and I just ran away the whole time and kept casting. That's all I did. I just cheesed it the entire time, and I had fun with it. But like, I understand, and then it opens up all these other things. Well, oh, does that mean we're going to get a Bloodborne remake? Does that mean we're going to get this? Does that mean we're going to get that? What does that mean they're going to go exclusive? Does that mean like guys, it's not good. As much as I would love to be able to sit and have those playground moments to just rub it in just a little bit more to the Xbox faithful, just a little bit more, it's not worth it. I promise it's not worth it. And so, yes. Also, there is, I believe somebody in the Discord mentioned this earlier. By the way, guys, I have a Discord. Join the Discord. Permalink in the description below. Literally 24/7 gaming conversation. Literally. I have to turn notifications off at night because of it. So join that. But like somebody posted in there that there is an investigation now going on to potential insider trading. Like because the stock price of Katakawa went
Oh,
through the roof.
well, that's dismissed because the reason it would have been insider trading is it was false. But PlayStation is for real interested in buying it, so therefore that
Oh, okay.
because yeah, you
Okay.
could say, oh, PlayStation is looking into buying it, but PlayStation's like, what the fuck? We're not interested in buying shit.
Oh, because
Then
you're
yeah, there
manipulating
would
the
have been
market.
yes, but
Gotcha.
because it is a real thing, then no, it's not. I mean, they could get
Oh,
insider trading
gotcha.
for something else, but it's not for this specific reason, unless there's something else going on that I wasn't aware of. But
Outsider
it,
Gaming Night, I've done that at least twice. I got the trophies to prove it, sir. So, go ahead, Will. Sorry.
with this whole, so I'm gonna give a counter to this, even though I want like y'all, I don't like consolidation. I think creativity gets sucked out of consolidations a lot of times, maybe not immediately, but generally down the road a little bit. And FromSoft has been on a fucking roll, man. Just, I mean, PS4 era, they from then on, specifically this console generation, they really been killing it. But let me give a counter argument. Wouldn't it be Sony's responsibility as a business to look to purchase the developer publisher like FromSoft in specific as a reaction to ABK passing through? Or do they sit idle and say, you know what, we're not going to route because we don't want it to, keep going that route and let Xbox be the vacuum cleaner of the industry?
Okay, so no, But like I understand what you're saying, and yes, if the only other option is, hey, they just did this big blasted ass release and just I'm not release, sorry, this big blasted purchase, and now we need to come in and actually make a splash or do something. Yeah, I can understand that. And it might make sense considering the sales splits on like we know that more people on PlayStation buy Bandai Namco games, buy Capcom games than they do um, on Xbox. We know that for fact. That's not.
Oh, and for those of you guys that don't know, PlayStation already owns, what is it, like 10, 12, 15% of Fromsoft?
I
So
thought
they
it was
already own
15%. Somebody said, yeah, it's
something.
2% actually. I think they own
2%? That
15.
don't sound right. In
Well,
2022, they made a purchase.
I think that was Epic that they went in 15% on. Because
Yeah, I thought,
dude, I do remember it being 15% though. Like,
yeah, I thought they did an additional like $120 million in 2022. So they added on, and I think it was the other big publisher that also bought a percentage. Yeah, I
here,
think it's 30% between the two that is gone from FromSoft between PlayStation and the other publisher.
here we go. To Sony Owen, Lord help. 14%. So they have a 2% stake in Katakawa and a 4% stake in From Software itself.
Okay.
But this acquisition would bring them both under their wing. And it's a 2.7 million or 2.7 billion dollar uh it would be 2.7 billion for the acquisition.
Rattling Guardian says 14.09. Where are you getting that number from Rattling Guardian?
Rattling G
Or
Guardian.
Rattling G Guardian, yeah.
It's probably the point 2 that Forbes is leaving off. You know Forbes, they never give you the whole story,
No, of course not.
especially if it's Paul Tassi. He just leaves
Oh
shit
my
out randomly.
goodness.
And it is. It's senior contributor Paul Tassi. Yep, that's it. Yep. So, yeah, he left out the point 2. That's fine. Happens to men his age often. They just can't give the whole thing. Sorry, that was mean. Sorry, Paul, if you're listening to the show. That was mean. It was a low blow. My bad. Sorry, I don't care. Stephen Leon, have a good night. I can't play my PS5. My power's out. Oh no, no, Stephen, I am so sorry, bro. Hey, have a good night, and yeah, have fun. Be safe. Uh, I hope your power comes back on soon. Paul Tassi is wild. Yeah, but like, I understand what you're saying. So let's talk about this. Because yes, I don't want Xbox to just go around and keep trying. And we know from what Phil said last week um, that, that they're always looking to acquire new things,
I mean, fuck,
especially
they
in
try
the
to buy
Asian.
Nintendo. Them dudes don't forgive.
the the one thing I want to do, the one big regret I have is that I haven't bought Nintendo. What the fuck?
And they got the money. That's the scary part, you know?
How do you have the balls to say that though? Like the only thing I want to do is buy Nintendo. Those Nintendo fools are looking at you going, good luck. Like,
Yeah, they're
but
making too much money suing everybody to be
but
selling themselves.
but we have money. We have money though. Yeah, we don't care. Buy. Oh man, but so I definitely get what you're saying. Like, no, I don't want Xbox to grab everything, but I do want people in the gaming world to look at these and go, you know what, they're not good. Stop
But
championing
is
these.
this Sony's responsibility to change hearts and minds when it comes to acquisition?
So here's what I said in the Discord earlier. I'm an idealist. I am. I know I am. What I'm about to say is never going to happen, but it should. Okay, so let's just, it's not going to happen, but it should. Somebody has to break the cycle. Somebody has to. It and when two parties are fighting, competing, whatever, and somebody does one thing, and somebody says, well, because they did that, I'm going to do this. And then the other company says, or the other thing, or the other person says, well, because they did that, now I'm going to do this. That cycle, that endless loop of bullshit, of bad decisions, of affecting people's lives, of fucking with people who are these game creators that had a job one minute and then you purchase their company and now they don't have a job the next. Like, somebody has to break that cycle. And so, yeah, is it PlayStation's responsibility? Yes, it is. Just like it's Xbox's, just like it's Microsoft. Somebody has to break the cycle. It, two kids are fighting. Two kids are going one up on each other the whole day, trying to get the upper hand. Somebody has to break that cycle.
Well, and Thrifty, and I think that this is where a lot of the picking sides also comes into play because at a certain point when two companies, three companies, whatever, are competing for the same shit, whether you like it or not, or when it's inevitable, you just be like, you know what, fuck it. If it's gonna happen anyways, I might as well PlayStation or I might as well go with Xbox. And this is another thing where the gamers, have the wallet, and I think they should speak more with their wallet. And if we don't like something, we need to be let it know.
Yeah. And that's it. Like, and once again, guys, am I gonna be the person that when this deal goes through, that I look at Xbox and go, hey, so how about it? The game's already ran better over here anyways. You just want to buy a PS5 now? Like, yes, I'm going to make those jokes. I'm not going to let good content just sit on the table. It's just not happening. But it doesn't mean I agree with it. It doesn't mean that I think it's the thing that should be done. I understand it. Will brought up a great point. If Xbox, here's the deal. I know that these deals are in the works for quite some time before they get like leaked and all that. At least in my mind, they are. Like, I feel like the deals have been in the works for at least a couple months before they get leaked. But it's very interesting and very convenient that the week after Phil Spencer comes out and gives his interview with Bloomberg and says, yeah, acquisitions are still on the table. We're actually looking for stuff in the Eastern market. Like to get into China. I like to get into the Asian markets with this, blah, blah, blah. That we then hear of Sony going after Katakawa. Like, that that coincidence can't be lost on us. Because, well, like Will said, if you want to stop Xbox from getting them, you get them first. And so, like, I don't know. We'll be reporting on this. The channel will be keeping track of it, seeing what's going on. But as of right now, this would expand so much more for them than gaming. But because this is a gaming channel, I really wanted to focus on that side. But there is a huge anime like thing that people in the chat, people in the Discord who follow anime could probably tell you, and probably are way more knowledgeable than me just reading an article or an excerpt from an article on it. Uh, but yeah, this is it, it's not good, but it's understandable. It's part of business. Josh, I understand, man. It's not a part of business that right now. It's a part of business, funny enough, that 2 years ago I would have championed. Funny enough, 2 years ago, Thrifty would have been all over this going, hell yeah, guys, we're going to get From Software, even though I don't like Souls games. Man, this is going to be freaking amazing. This is going to be awesome. This is going to be great. I hope they turn every one of them exclusive. Yeah, now, that's not, I'm not like this. Like, I'm tired of seeing people get kicked out of their offices. I'm tired of seeing people get thrown out because some big ass company bought them and doesn't know how to fucking manage them. Like,
I will say, if I had the choice, I mean, it was, you couldn't, there's no other way about it. I would still pick PlayStation just because
well,
they're the
sure,
ones making quality games.
sure.
I mean, Xbox buys shit and their games come out even worse condition. Even their own shit comes out in worse condition than previous.
Yeah. Third party shouldn't be seen as some taboo for either of these companies. To be honest, third party studios have been incredibly successful these past few years. Tarnish the Witch, I haven't seen you in here before. Welcome. You've been chatting a little bit tonight, and so I really appreciate that. So third party shouldn't be seen as taboo. So exclusives sell consoles. They do. And until yeah, Quiet Doom. Yes, I did see Jez play it. It was so bad. I actually had to turn the volume down because of the beeping. It literally was giving me a headache, and I hate that shit. It drives me insane. But back to what Tarnish was saying. Exclusives matter. Exclusives sell consoles. Taking your entire first party lineup and letting people know that there's no red line that says, hey, this isn't going somewhere is not okay. It's not good, except for the fact that we know from what we've discussed tonight that they're done with the console. Like it's all but finished. They're done. It's over. It really is. There's no life left in it. They've pivoted. They've changed. By the way, new emoji for members. Check it out. Pivot, pivot, pivot. It's about to be on the soundboard for the playground because that is constantly what the gaming industry, especially over at Microsoft, is doing. Back to exclusives. Until Sony decides to say, hey, no more PlayStation, or hey, we're going to go day and date on PC, which would be the point that I might say no more PlayStation. Because there'd be no point in it at that time. I would just have to learn PC, and I have friends now who could teach me PC. I'm not unable to learn. I'm just unwilling at this point. But because I have a plastic box that makes a really good picture. But exclusives matter. And I think that when you look at the business models of both, you see that one company took their exclusives and their IP and stuck to their guns even in their darkest time. And they didn't chase sales. Talking about the PlayStation during the PS3 era. They didn't try to just start sending them everywhere. They didn't try to start just whoring them out to whoever would buy them. No. They kept it in-house and fixed their ship by releasing good games consistently. Fast forward now, you have Xbox that has done nothing but release shit after shit after shit from IPs that are supposed to be their bread and butter. And so what have they had to do? They've had to send their shit everywhere. They've had to pivot. It's not good. It's really not. So, and then you said that are consoles as important as they were 10 to 15? I would say they're more important. I would say because I am a console gamer, they are absolutely more important. Think about the shit that I can do with my PS5.
Sure, they're $700 more important.
No shit. But like, think about the stuff that we can do with our PS5, Will. Like, Discord is on there now. You can live stream from it. You can watch all your TV shows on it. You can put your digital video movie library on there. You have access to all of your entertainment in one system. Plus, you get to play the best of the best of the best all the time. Literally all the time. Whenever you're home. And now you can play it when you're not home for 201 games. Like, I don't think that you're not going to be able to sway the opinion that consoles are extremely important just because Microsoft tells you that the market says that consoles aren't as important as they were. Because what Phil Spencer means right there is the console isn't as important for our market anymore. But that goes.
Also the same guy that said that consoles don't, or that good games don't sell consoles, so you can't really take Phil serious.
Yeah. If we just sell great games, if we just sell great games, that's it. That's it. If we just sell great games, it won't matter. Or if we just made great games. Sorry, I said sell twice. That's the leader of your gaming divisions. And mine's going in roundhouse kicking bastards who aren't doing their job right. We're not the same. And that's okay. I've proposed about a month and a half ago that each of the three main like gaming companies all have a different strategy now. The problem comes in is when the gamers on those different platforms start trying to act like something's happening that's actually not happening, or trying to act like something's not happening that is happening. Basically being delusional, being fanboys, being inept at looking at reality, or unable to look at reality and go, okay, so this happened. Yeah, it did. Like, Concord. Why was it not a big, huge blow up in the PlayStation community when it happened? Why? Will, you talked about it, didn't you? You talked about Concord, right?
Yep.
Yep. I talked about Concord. Warawana did a video. Henry did a video. Jez did a. Everybody did a video on Concord. Everybody talked about it. Why wasn't it nearly as big of a deal as Starfield? Or why doesn't it get the same coverage as Redfall? Why? Both games were ass. Like, let's just call it what it was. Both games got terrible reception. Like, different reasons, sure, but both games got terrible reception. Both games didn't have a lot of players in them. Both games died a horrible, horrible death. One just did it a lot faster. But what was the difference? The difference was, is as PlayStation fans, we sat there and looked and goes, yep, that game was junk, and they got rid of it, and we moved the fuck on. We didn't have people going, oh, the game was a 10 out of 10 and it was amazing, and everybody who doesn't play it is just a hater, and they don't like it because of all these other reasons, and they're dumb, and everything that they did was great, and it was the gamer's fault on it. No, we just fucking owned it. We said, cool. They made a mistake. They released a bad game. Shit happens, and we moved on. There is a big difference when you get confronted with something and when you own it versus when you try to make excuses for it. There's a big ass difference. Like, my kids know that they will get in a whole lot more trouble if they try to make excuses than if they just own whatever they did. Like, a lot more. And that's why we're not the same. That's why we're different. The fan bases are different. Now, do we have our wingnuts? Absolutely. Do we have our guys who are going to sit and look at Sony or trying to grab a freaking anime conglomerate that owns some of the most profitable fucking games and franchises? Dark Souls, they own Elden Ring, they help out with other like Souls-like, Bloodborne, like all that shit. Like, are we going to look at this and are we going to have people in the PlayStation camp who are like, you know what? That's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Let's buy it all. Let's make every single thing exclusive, and it's going to be wonderful. Yes. And to those people, I would tell you they're idiots. And Will, I've talked for like 12 minutes now. What you got, man? What do you have anything else to say on this, or do you want to go into the Black Friday deals?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go into the Black Friday deals, man.
Black Friday deals! All right. So, guys, this is the next one. Real quick, it's been 2 hours and 33 minutes. Thank y'all so much for hitting the like button. If y'all could share this out. And when this is over, which we're wrapping it up now, but when this is over, if you could hit the reload up and leave a comment, that would be super appreciative. So, this is from the PlayStation blog post. We finally have cool stuff going on. Deals, and more deals. We have deals on accessories. We have deals on the PSVR 2. Save up to 40%. Damn it, man. Black Friday deals, save up to 25% on a controller. That's when I'm going to get a controller. I'm actually going to get the Indigo one right there because it's a beautiful blue. I know they call it indigo, but it's actually blue. Indigo is more purple, but whatever. Sony's really bad with colors on this console generation. Like they call the pink one cosmic red, and it's not red. It's freaking magenta at best. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. Then you have PlayStation Plus membership. On a 12-month membership, get 30%, and current PlayStation Plus Essential members can save 25% on the remainder of their membership when upgrading current plan to a PlayStation Plus Extra, or 30% when upgrading from a PlayStation Plus Extra to PlayStation Plus Premium or Deluxe. Okay, so Will, you said that doesn't actually work?
Well, it works if you're upgrading, but if you are already a PS Plus Premium subscriber, you cannot stack. So what I'm trying to figure out, come my I've been buying my subscriptions every Black Friday, so my shit expires the 30th of December. So I'll see, because the sale ends the 2nd of December. I'll see once it runs out if I'm available to get the what is it, 25% or 30% as a new subscriber. See
Mm-hmm.
if I'm able to get that discount. It's very shitty of PlayStation to do, man. Like I do it every single year. PlayStation right now is on a class action lawsuit, for monopoly in their digital store. And this is just another thing, Before you used to be able to go third party, you go to GameStop, you can buy you know, the uh the PS Plus subscription. No, not no more. The most you can do is buy a gift card, and maybe if like Amazon, for example, I bought a $25 one for $22, but that's the best you'll get out of that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see if I can get that discount then. I'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah, that's I was gonna look on here real quick, but it says it's the server is down for the PlayStation account. If anybody in the chat can confirm that the server is down, that would be awesome.
What are you trying to
So
look up?
I'm trying to log into my PlayStation Network.
Oh, see how much time you got left?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see. How much of that 1 month do I still have left?
Yeah, I
I
checked
think
I
it
checked
expires
earlier
on the
today.
30th. Because you know what? I said it was for the Pro, but it was actually to retrieve my cloud save when Horizon Zero Dawn came out, the remaster.
Mm,
Like I wanted to retrieve my cloud save, and the only way I could do that was by giving them $10. Pissed me off.
yeah. Yeah, it's a shitty thing, man. I like these are just the things that I've been bitching about PlayStation. Just the nickel and
Can't change the
diming has
server.
went up to a whole other level. This generation's PlayStation has been nickel and diming out this fucking world, and it's really pissing me the fuck off. And I'm just completely disillusioned. I mean, I even sold some of my plates. I'm no longer gonna buy anything first party from PlayStation unless it's something that I really, really want and I can't get anywhere else, like the 30th edition, which is coming tomorrow. I'm excited for that. But I'm just like over it. I'm over it. I can go third party and get shit for way cheaper. Now the controllers, those are a great sale. I mean, they raised the price on those as well. Now they're $75 minimum, because some of the colors are 79.99, $80. They're not the 69.99 when the generation first started. And so yeah, I mean, I got the LeBron James controller last year. Reason was because it was $40. So even with the discounts, it was still $15 cheaper than the other controller. So it's the one my son uses most of the time, because nobody wants LeBron James shit on PlayStation. I mean, the plates went on sale immediately afterwards as well too. But yeah, so if you've been itching to buy another controller, this is the perfect opportunity. And PlayStation also does discounts on their physical games. So like I bought in Dying, not Dying Light, the zombie game, the motorcycle, Deacon St. John.
Shoot. Crap. Open world, motorcycle, bike,
Yeah,
zombies.
yeah, yeah.
Days Gone.
Days Gone. I bought in Days Gone from there as a gift to a friend. I've also bought in that one where you're a skeleton. It's an older game, but they remade it for the PS4. I bought a few from there for $10. They'll usually be around $10. So I'm excited to see what they're gonna put up. Stellar Blade, Rise of Ronin, the PlayStation first party
Dude,
exclusive.
yes. Like, so so you talked about Stellar Blade, Rise of Ronin, and things like that. But you also buy a lot of your games when they first come out. So Are there
Hmm.
any games that you're actually looking like? For me, hell yes. Rise of Ronin, Space Marine 2, like those two games I have like my eye on. Black Myth Wukong I have my eye on. Like those are games that I'm looking for on sale. What are you, a person who buys a lot of the games that release, what are you looking for?
Well, I'll give you an example of what I'm looking for. Today, I just made a mail call video. Go check it out, y'all. But today, and let me grab my little stack of games here. So I got a game called the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. This is like a office simulator. It's a game that my son wanted a while ago, and it was fine. It was on sale, $20. Original price is 30, so not a huge discount. But the other one that I did buy that was a huge discount was Empire of the Ants. It is a pro enhanced game. I bought it for my son on Series S when it first came out for $50. I bought this copy on Amazon for the PS5 for $30, so $20 savings. Realm of Ruin, which is a turn-based strategy kind of Diablo, where you over the top kind of camera angle. It includes the DLCs one and two. I got this game from Best Buy for $20. It's an originally $50 game. I normally don't buy games like this, but since it came out, I think the graphics looked amazing, and I'm like, if it ever comes on a sale, I'll buy it just for that. And then I've also played a couple turn-based games with a couple friends that kind of got my appetite a little bit going. Now I'm not gonna go ahead and buy a turn-based game day one or nothing like that, but if I see it on a sale, $20 is my price point. Of course, cheaper is better, but $20 is the most I'm willing to pay. The only game that I bought recently, day one, or not day one, but it came out last week, is Slitterhead. Um, Guys, this thing is awesome. You should not the game because I haven't played it, I haven't opened it, but the day one edition, which is $60. It comes in this like hardcover, like I don't know, it's a crazy thing, and it comes with 104-page color art book. It comes with a soundtrack CD, stickers, a whole bunch of shit. But that's what I'm looking forward to in this sale. I'm looking for games that I have an interest in that I wouldn't buy day one, that I've been waiting on a sale. That's what I'm looking forward to. Because any other game that I want to play, I just buy it. I don't wait for Black Friday or nothing like that. But there are some AAA games that have come out throughout the year. I can't think of any right now. I mean, Empire of the Ants is one, even though it's not AAA, that I will be buying if the sale is good enough.
So, sorry, I just yawned. Somebody in the chat, Hero, just said he bought Unknown 9 for $39 and Alan Wake for 64. So, and that's
Yeah,
Australian, by the way. But
that's
like,
Australian money.
Unknown 9 is also on my list, and I can't believe I forgot about it because it actually looks, honestly, it looks like a better version of Forspoken. It almost looks like what Forspoken should have been at launch. Um, but I'm interested in that game as well, and it was a lower cost game to start out with.
Yeah, $50.
And so, like, there are so many games coming out. And hey, Josh just said he got Rise of Ronin last week. But honestly, like, if Spider-Man 2, fine, whatever, cool. Madden 25, I'd be more impressed if that was College Football 25. But that right there, if College Football is not on sale and Madden is, that tells you right there which one's selling more.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. And
because
Madden right now is $35. So I mean a lot of the Black Friday deals and other retailers started yesterday or Monday this week. I guess what I would pinpoint for Sony in specific is the hardware. Like we know they've tripled up. So take advantage of these sales because the prices are going to go down. It's not like normal console generation where as time goes on and shit gets cheaper, which FYI, it is getting cheaper. Yes, the economy and inflation and all that, but things are getting cheaper material wise. It's just that why would you bring the price down of something when you can keep the price the same? And that's something PlayStation has done this console generation completely. They've been making money since, the first year. But really pay attention to the hardware side of things on the PlayStation side. Games, not so much. For games, go ahead and look at the normal retailers like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, whatever it is. That's where you're gonna find the best deals. And guys, I
hmm
check this stuff out every day. Every day I check pricing. Every day I'm clicking on Warriors. I don't buy something every day. For example, this is my first mail call video that I've done in like 2, 3 weeks, just because I haven't been looking forward to anything, and anything that I do buy is because it's on a sale under $20.
Yeah, this is the time of the year, like you mentioned. Like now, between except for Rita Repulsa's, except for the Power Rangers game,
Oh yeah, I'm
like
looking forward to that.
I really am too. But like, um, I'm actually going to be playing. Oh, why can't I think of the name? Warhammer 40K Chaos Bane with my
Oh
oldest.
yeah, yeah.
Because it's a top-down isometric. I plan on doing a review on it. I had it in my backlog, completely forgot that I had it, and my son was playing it the other day because I'm trying to get him away from just playing Minecraft. Like, come on, there's a whole world of video games out there that are way better. Let's see if we can't help you out a little bit. So,
I think that's gonna come with age, bro.
God, I
Like the
hope
older he
so.
gets, the more his palette. Because my son's similar. I mean, he plays Minecraft, Roblox. That's about it. But
But
yeah, I
like,
think
dude,
that comes
I
with
know
age.
13-year-olds who've been playing Fortnite as their main game for 4 years, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
forever.
God bless. Like, do you play anything else? Nope. I'll talk to the
Yeah.
parents of the kids. Like, so he has the Switch and he's in there playing that, and the first thing is, yeah, he's on it all the time. That's all he wants to do is play Fortnite. And I'm like, not Mario, not Zelda, and like the dad's like, nah, man, we've tried. We have tried getting him those games. He doesn't like
And
them. And I'm like,
I
what
think too the
the hell?
social aspect of things because Fortnite you can talk to your
That's
friends and
true.
all that.
That's true.
So there's a lot more than when we were kids. When we were kids, a lot of times we play only one game out of necessity. But the older we got, the more experimental we were willing to get, especially if the funds were available. If it wasn't, then you stuck to what you knew because you knew that it was good, and why risk it for something that you don't know if it's going to be good or not?
Dude, that's why like franchises back then were so popular. Like, and I know you're gonna look at me and somebody can look at me and say, well, Thrifty, franchises are still popular. What I mean is, like, when it came to JRPGs back in the day, it was Final Fantasy. Like whenever you had a JRPG, you put it up against Final Fantasy. Whatever the most recent one was, that's what it got put up against. Like it, love it, get over it, that's what it was. If you had a if you had a fighter, okay, it got compared to Street Fighter, or it got compared to Tekken or Killer Instinct. Like those franchises back then, if you were a fighting fan, those were the games. You didn't necessarily want to take a chance on Virtual Fighter because you
Yeah,
knew Killer Instinct and you knew Street Fighter. You didn't really know Virtual Fighter. What is this? Maybe, maybe not. You were so much more, at least I was, and Will, it sounds like you were too. When I was younger and a younger gamer, like I was very like in my lane, this is where I'm at.
yeah, yep.
But now it's so easy to jump around, to try different things, to test yourself on genres or even franchises that you typically don't like. I'm the first to tell you, gaming will make every damn one of us a hypocrite at some point. It's just
Mhm.
going to. And if you're not there yet, congrats to you. You'll get there eventually.
And
Like,
even then, Thrift, if you think about it, we're all kind of like your kid. Because think about it. Besides PlayStation being the best place to game because of performance and all that other jazz, a lot of us are here for the exclusives. And what is PlayStation's bread and butter? The narrative driven
yeah.
single player games. So it's like we're kind of in the same, line of gaming as well in a way.
Yeah, so Josh Ayers said, "Oh my OMG, that sounds awful. I played everything." Well, kudos to you. I for sure didn't. Like,
Hey, I beat Doki Doki Literature Club because of Josh.
that's so awesome. So, like, and it was even the same with like, it was the same with all the games. Every genre had their one game. For a while, shooters, it was Medal of Honor. Like, it just was. Every FPS game was Medal of Honor. Or even go back further, every FPS game got compared to Doom. Like, there's always milestone games. That's why the year that Final Fantasy 16 released, Diablo 4 released, or Diablo 4 released, and there was one other one that was like genre defining. Metroid. Um, the sequel, I think Metroid Prime released that year too, because it was like three genre defining franchises all had video game releases in the same year. And I remember covering that because it was such a it was such a cool thing to see. But nowadays, especially with like these kids, man. They latch on to one thing and they're so oh that's it. That's what it was. RE4. Thank you. You latch on to these things and they don't let them go. And I'm like, dude, there's such a
Kids,
big world.
Xbox.
Well,
Fucking if it ain't free to play, if it ain't fucking, I've been sorry calling
but even
Xbox
those
gamers
guys try
arcade
different
gamers.
games for like
That's
five
true.
minutes, but they try different games.
Hit X. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right.
Press X, get your achievement, and get the hell out of there. Like that's they should. So if Xbox really wants to like make their gamers invest in other games that they have, instead of giving achievements for like doing stuff in a game, just give them achievements for playing the game. Like if you play 20 minutes of the game, you get 20 points. If you play 4 hours of the game, you get another 50 points. Like I don't know, and like make it to where like they actually have to be like input time. Like they can't just let the controller sit. Like I know that it can tell when the controller, at least on the PlayStation, it can tell when you pick the controller up. And so like maybe they can do something like that because something has to happen because these big hit games come out and like folks don't even get the first trophy. Like 18% of people will have the first achievement unlocked. And like what the fuck, guys? Like how y'all going to play it for 5 minutes and not get the first achievement? Anyways,
Well, dude, it happened with Halo Infinite. When I got to the halfway point, the percentage of gamers that had gotten to that was like 12% or something like that. And I'm like, Halo, the game that you guys talk about, only 12 or it was, I don't know the exact number, but I'm like, wow, that really, really opened my eyes up.
yeah, and dude, I really love that you're here. I hope you're subscribed to the channel. Tarnish the Witch brought up a really good point as well. He said, or she said, sorry, that's where, my bad, I didn't mean if I called you the wrong thing. That's where their friends are. You can convince one, but can you convince 10? And that's the only thing keeping Xbox afloat right now. That's the only thing keeping that. Thankfully, my son doesn't play online. I don't allow that right now at all. Period. Point blank. No. They're just for my children, they will not be online until they are old enough to know what a child predator is and the signs and how to avoid it. Like I'm just being dead honest with you. It's call it overprotective, say I'm this or whatever. Like I don't really care, but that's just the way I run my house. My kids will not play online with random people. There's a friend from church that plays Minecraft, and his babysitter, who is also a friend from church, also plays Minecraft, and I will be okay with them. But like as far as him opening up a realm or doing all that crap, hail to the no, hail to the no. But in general, what you're saying does hold true. That when these game companies release their games, they are really trying to break people away, and they might get one. But the reason why it doesn't stick and why people constantly go back is because that's where their friends are. Like, I remember when Will first started coming on the channel, and he was very much not really into multiplayer titles. Just wasn't. And then as he started playing with more people, now it's not uncommon for you to see him on his channel. By the way, link in the description below. On his channel, streaming with a friend. Nelson, he streamed with Henry. He streams with RPG. He's had Hero, I think, on a stream. Like where they've all played games together, and it makes somebody who doesn't normally like multiplayer games enjoy multiplayer games now. So, anyways, I went on a tangent there. Will, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, I think the MVP of this sale though for PlayStation is the PSVR 2.
Oh
If
God,
I read
yes,
that correctly, I think it's 40% off. I think it
40%.
is. Guys, that is so what does it retail at 500 is it? Or 550?
Let's just look. Um,
I think it's 200 bucks
I
off.
can't type today.
So I think it should be selling right around either 299 or 399. But man, look guys, if you're waiting for VR games to be out more, it's the time. Metro just came out a couple weeks at the beginning of the month. We have Behemoth coming out. Next is it December? It might be December. I think physical is January, which I'm gonna wait for the physical. But man, the plethora of games out there is phenomenal. Metro is up there in quality as Call of the Mountain, the Horizon one. It is phenomenal. So if you've been waiting, kind of had a small interest in it, dude, this is the time to buy that thing. If you have the Pro, even more. I mean, the PSVR 2 is very, very underrated. I'm telling, man, so underrated. I've been playing a lot more. I just beat Moss 1. I'm working on Moss 2. That game is also underrated, and the games are very, very cheap. I mean, a brand new AAA game is not going to cost you more than 50 bucks, maybe 60 bucks if you get the deluxe edition or something like that. But the games are affordable. They go on sale all the time. They do have physical versions of the games, not everything,
Whoa.
but that is the sale you should be looking out for right there. It's the PSVR 2. If you're stuck between a Pro and a PSVR 2, PSVR 2 all day. My
350 bucks is
recommendation.
what it should be after
Oh,
40% off because it's
cheap.
5.99 for the bundle. And so
Yeah,
that's going to
cheap.
come with Call of the Mountain and everything you need to get started.
Yeah, cheap, man. I mean, I'm telling you guys, you will not regret it. The Pro, I can't say you will not regret it, but the PSVR 2, you will not regret it. Now, if you're one of these guys that gets like motion sickness or whatever, well, speak to your doctor about it, right? Because I don't know how to cure that or nothing like that. But if you don't have a problem with it, this is the time, bro. The time is now. And plus, I need more PSVR 2 gamers. I got so many games that are multiplayer, and I have nobody to play with. RPG sold his a while ago, telling me that he kind of regrets it. Nelson has one, but he's been working so much overtime that it's hard for him to play. Hopefully, this winter, when overtime slow down, he has the time. But man, it's I wish there was more gamers out there.
Man, so I'll be honest, at 350, it makes my ears perk up. If I
Yeah,
didn't
it's worth it.
already have another accessory that I'm looking to get, like I really hope the Pulse Explorers go on sale. I hope that that's
The what goes on?
something,
Oh, the
the
headset.
earbuds.
Okay.
And it does say that those will be included. The Fortnite Cobalt Star Bundle, the PSVR 2, DualSense wireless controllers, Pulse Elite wireless headsets, and Pulse Explorer earbuds, PS5 console covers, and select PS5, PS4, and PC titles while supplies last. So, like, I have a shot at getting my Explorers because I still think $200 for them is
Too much.
stupid. But
I got the Pulse Elites, and I mean, I really like them. They're really, really nice.
now, can the Pulse Elites still do the PS Link to the
Yes.
portal?
Remember, PlayStation, yeah, they can. Remember,
Okay.
PlayStation just wants you on their shit.
Right.
They don't give a fuck about nothing. I mean, you can still connect with not PlayStation stuff if you plug it in directly in there. I don't know if it does all the features that you get with like the regular PlayStation headset, but yeah, you can do the Elite or the earbuds with the portal.
See, and that right there is amazing to me because like let me just look at this real quick. Deals, collections, the shape. God, man, they have games. They have their own little like board games for PlayStation. Jesus, love it. Apparently there isn't a. Let me just do this.
Josh made up a good point too. They also give you PSVR 2 games on premium. So and right now they got what's the one like the lightsabers, Beat Saber, Ghostbusters on there. There's a, oh not Beat Saber, the other one, Synth Riders is on there. There's probably about close to 10 if my memory serves me correct. I'm actually gonna look while you're looking that
See,
up,
so what's
Thrifty.
really cool about this, I hate, and I have one on and I wear it every week. Uh, but this is actually about the only time that I use my headset. Uh, and actually, I'm working with Josh. He's going to be getting me some microphone stuff so I can get away from a headset because I really hate wearing one. And so if I can have earbuds instead of a headset all day long, a better option for me. I've been earbuds or AirPods or whatever for as long as I can remember. Like I hate wearing headphones. And I do that because as a gamer, this has been our only option. There hasn't really been, at least on console, there hasn't really been a good um, wireless earbud option for consoles. And so now I'm actually getting that with the Pulse Explorers because they do have mics on them. They do have the ability to use with my PlayStation and with my Portal to be able to game with other people without having these big ass freaking headphones on my head. And that is the thing. That's why the Pulse Explorer, as soon as I saw them, I was like, oh yeah, these are definitely for me. These are something that I would absolutely love. And they come with a pretty cool looking carrying case too. But anyways, when
What's the
those,
percentage off on those?
it doesn't say.
Because I might actually get a pair of those. I'm probably gonna get another DualSense Edge. Honestly, I wish I had another color variant, but I'm probably gonna get another one of those if the sale is good, and I might think about the earbuds as well. But can I respond to Tarnish the Witch real quick? He
Yeah,
said the
which one?
gamers, the Tarnish the Witch. He said the gamers are there, but I don't think anyone is looking the way of VR2, especially at the price it launched at. And I wanna answer that real quick, and I wanna say, well, we can use the same argument as the Pro, right? We can say, well, with the technology that's involved, it dictates that price point. And I'll take it a step further. I also own a Meta Quest 3. I paid $500 for that Meta Quest 3. I mean, they're compatible in pricing, and I think the PSVR 2 it's better than the Meta Quest 3. So we can use that same argument as far as the Pro and the PS5 OG. Is like, yeah, the gamers at the price point it launched at, it's not worth it. Now, the difference between the Pro and the VR is that the Pro is actually producing numbers, right? It's actually selling. And so there is credence to what you're saying there. But, and specifically talking about the sale, I really think that if you are looking to expand your gaming and the VR is has been something that's interesting you, this is the perfect opportunity to do so, and I highly recommend you jump in. And also, as a PS Plus premium subscriber, if you are, I'm looking right now, there's 12 games on here, and you have games like Saints and Sinner, Walking Dead Retribution, Synapse, which is a very fun game, Pistol Whip, Ghostbusters, the Kayak VR Mirage, which is PS5 Pro enhanced, Walkabout Mini Golf, which is a game that me, Nelson, our kids all play, because he has the Meta Quest 3, I have the PSVR 2, and we can cross play. Nelson has got his PSVR 2, and we've all played. Our kids have played Ghostbuster together. It's just such a phenomenal thing, man, and it's something that you can get everybody in the family involved, including people that may not be gamers. This is a way to introduce them and say, hey, check this out, because it is a little gimmicky, right? It is, like, but it's a phenomenal, and for the price, this if price was your up, up, what is it, objectification? No,
Obstacle?
your obstacle. This price point should definitely take care of that right away.
Yeah, so Tarnished Switch said Quest, and this is the last thing we're going to read. It's been 3 hours. It's bedtime. Tarnished Switch said Quest wasn't aimed at budget buyers like consoles are, hence why Quest 3 is doing far better in sales.
But it's more expensive than consoles too.
Right, but he's saying that console gamers are budget gamers, which I don't
I don't.
agree with
I don't
that.
think that's
Listen,
true.
once again, this is where I think applying Xbox's talking points to the entire market is very dangerous.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I agree.
because
And look, they're last
Xbox,
place.
their last place, right? Uh, Xbox doesn't care whether you buy their console or not. You can buy a $40 Fire Stick or an $80 Fire Stick and it works with their shit. That's all they
Hmm.
care about is they need their logo popping up on everything.
Hmm.
Uh, so, I mean, with that, I don't. I think that yes, Xbox gamers are definitely budget gamers. Not all of them, but most
Well,
of
no,
them.
but it is a fact they are budget gamers because out of the two choices, they all went with or the majority went with the Series S.
Initially, yeah.
So you can justify that answer with yes because of the Series S is a top seller.
Yeah.
over at
And
Xbox.
the only
So
reason they
they're not
went with the
necessarily.
X was because they realized the S can't handle the performance of the games.
Yes. And that's if they switched over to yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because they had the option there and they chose the budget option. And now people are really promoting the whole Xbox everywhere because it's even cheaper entry point. Where if you still want to maintain some of that quality, PlayStation is the place to go because you have a $200 and $217.99 entry point right there with the PS Portal and the premium month subscription. So if you're really talking about budget and performance and gaming, then the Portal is the way to go. First is that is our main category or our main, our main thing is budget and gaming together, then the Portal is where it's at
Right now,
now, as of today.
I do think, yeah, as of today, but I can kind of track a little bit with what Slimy and the Witch are saying. Oh, that sounds like a couple villains. Slimy and the Witch are coming to take over the playground. Sorry. Anyways, so Tarnished, actually, it doesn't require the console anymore. Um, yeah, that was the news that we covered at the very beginning. It does not require a console anymore. PlayStation said it themselves. You can now do cloud streaming for over 175. Actually, no, I'll do the Xbox thing
200,
for over 200 games. Jesus,
201 to be exact.
it's
But
only it's
also,
only one over.
forget
But
what
still,
PlayStation says. I'm telling you right now that's the case. I just did it today.
I
You do
just
not need your
did that
PS5
shit
to
today.
play. I just did it today. Thursday did too. Did you do it today?
No, I didn't. I don't have
Oh,
premium.
you didn't.
Remember?
Also, dude, wait till you check some in the menu tab. If you click on the right to open up the settings,
Slimy the
you
Witch.
there will be an additional tab now for that. And also, oh, let me tell you this. This is very important. When you select the game in order to close it out, because it confused me. RPG had to send me a video. You have to swipe on the screen from right to left. So on the right side of the screen, sweep from the edge of the screen inwards toward the screen, and then another menu will pop up, and that's how you can exit the game. Because otherwise, there's no way of going back into the main menu to select your game. So keep that in mind when you mess around
Really?
with it. Yeah, yeah. If dude, it fucked me up. I was like, what the fuck? You can see it in my video today. It's like a 5-minute video, and I'm like, well, guys, I don't know how to do it, so we're just gonna turn it off and turn it back on, and that's what I did.
I don't know if you saw. God dang. One of the it needs to be on a blooper reel of this channel. But my unboxing video of the PS5 Pro. Did you see me fumble around with the fucking stand for like
Oh
5 minutes? Dude,
yeah. You were like, what the fuck is this other part? Oh well,
like,
I don't know.
it was.
I don't know either. And I just saw a girl install it today, like an installment video. And you know the plug you take out of the Pro, that little black rubber
Yeah.
thing? She actually put that on the other hole of the stand. I'm like, that's actually kind of smart.
Oh shit! I threw mine away.
Oh no, I put it back in the case where the stand came in at the very top corner of the right, that little hole.
Oh, the hole that had the screw in it that I couldn't
Yeah,
fucking find.
yeah, I just pushed it in there. I rammed it in there.
It was so bad. It was really funny, but it was so bad. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. Will, every single thing of yours that I know that you have at least is in the description below. Go ahead, tell every single person, YouTube, X, PlayStation, how can they find you?
You guys can find me on X at Will777JP, Will777JP. You can also find me on YouTube, which is my primary way, which is Will777JP. And as of yesterday, you can find me on Blue Sky,
Holy
which is
shit. No, you didn't.
Will777JP. Yeah, I did, bro. I'm trying to grow my channel. There's 20 million. Engagement is crazy. I have I have 3 subscribers, but 10 likes on my post. I don't get 10 likes on my post on Twitter unless I fucking say fuck your mother and Phil is our Lord and Savior. And maybe I'll get 12. But I'm just trying to do something new. And a couple of the friends on my Discord, which we also have a Discord, is Will777JP. They're like, dude, just try engagement. Something new. It's growing. They're getting 1 million subscribers a day, and I'm like, let's try it out. I normally wouldn't. I normally don't even fuck with social media. I do have a personal Instagram that I lurk on. I don't even post shit. I haven't posted anything on there in years. And I like to keep it that way. I'm generally an introvert. But when it's about gaming, I love gaming. It's the whole reason I created my YouTube channel all the months ago. It's the reason I come on the show and podcast because I like talking games with you guys, man. I'm interested to see your opinions, what you guys think. The games that I get. I do my mail call specifically to see what else you guys recommend. If you guys play the game, what do you think? Are my choices stupid? Whatever. I just like the positive, negative side of gaming so much, and I want to share with you guys. And in my real life, I have a couple like gamers, like my buddy Jason, who I bought the PS5 Pro from. But even he's kind of a casual. He just has good money, so he buys everything because he can, right? But yeah. So you guys are my main source of video game conversation. So please hit me up there. And if you guys ever want to
Yes.
hop on one of the shows, just hit me up. Let me know. You are more than welcome.
Yeah, guys. So you can find me on X at ThriftyPSGR. You can find me on PlayStation at not at, like there's no at symbol, but just you can find me on PlayStation by ThriftyPS_GR. The Discord link is in the description. Join that. Uh, and yeah, that is it, guys. We have talked about so much shit tonight. Thank y'all for everybody who stopped by. Please hit that like on your way out. If you really want to impress me, leave a comment on the video that uploads after the live stream. That would be super awesome. Thank y'all so much. And oh my gosh, guys, Tarnish and Slimy, just join the Discord. Y'all can argue about this in there. I'll make your own room. I really will. I really will. I'll give you. I have Warawana. He'll make you a room. Y'all can go in there and just argue all you want about this. It's great. But like, yes, you're using PC as your litmus test. And fun fact, PC. You said Tarnish. You said PC is usually seen as the premium option in gaming. By who?
By who?
By
Because
who?
a majority of PC gamers have like a low end PC or something like that.
I know you're just talking. I'm sorry. I didn't mean like arguing in the sense of like belligerent. I meant y'all are having an argument. This is a debate. It's good. What'd you say, Will? I'm sorry.
I said the majority of PC gamers, like the majority of them have like a low end PC or low specs or something like that. So if we go based on what he said, then obviously that wouldn't be true because if the majority of PC gamers have low specs or low end rigs or whatever the statistic is, then that would automatically say that's false. Or am I
Yeah.
misreading what they're saying here?
No, well, Josh is like we're looking for consistency on our end, and talking to two separate people, it's kind of hard. Um, but yeah,
Well, either way, we'll talk
yeah,
about that later because we gotta go.
yeah. I'm done. Guys, have a great night. Stay